We are down to the final four. Calgary, Ottawa, Saskatoon, and Regina. In just a few hours, one of these teams will be celebrating a national title. But to get there, they need to string together a pair of wins. It is semifinal Sunday at the 2025 Canadian Pride Curling Championships, and it all starts right now. Good morning and welcome to the Granite Curling Club in Edmonton, Alberta. My name is Kevin Jesus, and once again I'm joined by Matt Patrick. And Matt, we are in for one heck of a semifinal this morning.
Oh, absolutely. The road to getting here was all fun games with all the math, but now the teams are here. They look ready. They didn't stay out too late last night, so they look like they're ready to have two good games today, and we'll see who can pull some magic out.
Our feature game here on Sheet C, it is Calgary 2 taking on Ottawa. Ottawa finishing second in Pool A, Calgary 2 winning Pool B. And we're also streaming the other semifinal over on Sheet B. It is an all-Saskatchewan semifinal showdown as Saskatoon 2, who won Pool A, taking on Regina. Regina, of course, making their debut at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. And what a debut as they make the Final Four.
Right? I mean, they had an up-road battle to get in, but enough games fell their way yesterday where they made it to top two, which is really great to see by them. They've played some really great games this week, so it'll be exciting. All Saskatchewan battle there to see which provincial representative will be in the finals later.
So both teams, here's how they got there. Ottawa and Calgary 2, both 6-1 records through the round-robin portion of this event. Ottawa with wins over Toronto 1, the two-time defending champions. That one actually went extra ends, where they pulled out the victory there. 8-6 the final in that one. They beat Calgary 1, they beat Winnipeg, they beat Edmonton 2, they beat Halifax 2, they beat St. John's. Their only loss came to Saskatoon 2, so that's something that could come into play should Ottawa get to the final against Saskatoon 2, a chance at redemption potentially. As for Calgary 2, they finished 6-1 as well. They had wins against Regina, Toronto 2, Halifax 1, Saskatoon 1, Vancouver and Montreal losing to Edmonton 1, 8-1. So
I'm sure they were not pretty happy about losing to their provincial rivals at some point. I mean, they're happy they're here, and those guys aren't. But you take that game as it was early on in the tournament, and ever since then they've been firing on all cylinders. So we'll see what magic either of these teams can pull out. I mean, 6-1 records aren't anything to slough at, anyways. You're good enough to be here. It'll be a very good game. Both sheets will be fantastic to watch. The
top seeded team in each game with the Hammers. So here is the lead for Calgary, our good friend Craigles.
Craigles, yeah. He literally told us to call him that about 20 minutes ago.
Craigles.
So we're super happy to call him Craigles.
Craig and Sharnata, the lead for Calgary 2. He celebrated his 30th birthday just a few days ago.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Speaking of birthdays, Rachel Holman. She turned 36 years old yesterday.
Wow.
So happy belated birthday to her. Rachel Holman, of course.
Maybe she's tuning in.
Maybe she is, and she is. Thank you so much for being our special guest for the opening ceremony. She came out, she spoke a little bit, and she, through the ceremonial first rock, she also did an awesome Q&A up here in the lounge after the game.
Yeah, it's been a great event so far. I mean, I've been here most of the week, so it's been great. Thank you again to the organizing committee for putting this on. It takes a lot of effort to get everyone together, get everything done. So we're really appreciative of that organizing committee. Yeah,
and I will say, Rachel Holman, to come here just a few days after winning the World Championships.
Right? We got to think about that.
And she's also looking ahead because she's playing Bruce Mowat in that Battle of the Sexes,
which is going to be insane.
Right? And I think that's actually tomorrow.
Game. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's in Moose Jaw. I think they're using the same ice.
Yeah, which would make sense then. By the way, Canada up 3-0 over China in the bronze medal game there in the World Championships.
Yeah. Canada losing a heartbreaker against Scotland's Bruce Mowat yesterday. What a great game that was. Yeah. It was fantastic. Some of the best curling I've seen in a long time at that level.
So here on our feature sheet, again, it is Ottawa taking on Calgary 2. Calgary has never won a national title at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. As for Ottawa, they have won 2.
Oh, when were they?
The Matt just he's just like setting me up, the little law ball here.
When were they? How many years ago were they?
So let's talk about that. So Joey Taylor, who's the third for Ottawa, he won back in 2011.
Okay.
7 years later in 2018, he was on the Ottawa team that won again.
And how many years later are we from that?
It is now 7 years later. So lucky sevens. Could this be it? 7 years later, 2025. This could be the chance for Ottawa.
True.
And Joey Taylor. So what you need to do is win every 7 years, and you need to have Joey Taylor on your team.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, counterpoint, Calgary's been playing well all week. They're hungry for a title for their club. I know they continually have good results at these championships, so they're really happy with where they're at. And this is not going to be an easy game for either team.
No, it won't. Ed Sir the second for Ottawa. This is just a nice little takeout there.
We got some rocks in play, which is kind of nice to see in the first end. We'll see what ends up developing. It's still a little too early to tell.
That one Calgary stone just biting there in the...
Exactly, but I mean, I've seen that before, and I've seen blanks come out of that, so we'll see how this ends up shaping.
There's been a few games where we were convinced that there was going to be a blank, and then...
No blanks, and then the
other ones were like, there's not a chance.
And then there was. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Regardless, it's a nice first end playing by both teams. They seem to all have a game plan coming in of what they want to do. Nobody's been thrown a curveball yet, so the ice is cooperating. It's sat all night. They have the AC cranked. We're currently freezing up in our broadcasting booth up here, so hopefully the ice behaves well for these players. As one of these two teams will have to curl on that again later today.
As we get into the third stones here in the opening end, I should remind everyone that the first end is brought to you in part by Fruit Loop. And if you were at Bison Lodge last night, you would have seen just the magic that Fruit Loop puts together.
That was amazing.
Yeah, they put on an amazing drag show. 3 great performers. Josh Wolanski was the MC for it. He was a big
fantastic.
part of it. Just so much energy. It was a lot of fun. So big thank you to the staff at Bison Lodge, the caterers.
Oh my God, that meal was good.
The food was delicious. And of course, everyone with Fruit Loop who helped make that event shine. So they got the yellow out here.
I was going to say, hey, Kevin, did you see what's happening over there?
Both games over on Sheet B, they're looking at likely some blanks here as well. So
which isn't the wrong strategy from either team.
I mean, when you're at the semifinals now it's a totally different strategy.
Now you're playing final strategy. You want to get hammer in the evens.
Yeah.
You want to make sure to have it, and so if you can blank an end to get that and then truck your way through the game, you might be in a very prime position to move on to the finals later.
You know, yesterday we talked a lot about fatigue.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about that, given the fact that Friday you had those 3 games. I mean, they played 7 games since Thursday. It is a lot. That is a lot. So here we are, game number 8 over on Sunday. So you do wonder if fatigue does become a factor, but at this point, I think you're now running on excitement. You're running on
excitement, and I think both these teams are rested from last night. We didn't have games till midnight again. We had a bit of a banquet, but that was more of a chill time. They probably left at a decent point in order to get back, relax, just not think about it. And it was still a late enough start this morning that it wasn't at the crack of dawn. Get up, do your routine in the morning, and be able to prepare for this game.
So one thing we should also keep in mind as well is, in addition to playing for a national championship, these teams are playing for some prize money as well.
Little change in the pockets to go home with will be very, very nice for both teams.
Yeah, so the champion of the 2025 Canadian Pride Curling Championship will walk away not only with their name on the title.
I was going to say, that trophy is beautiful.
It is a beautiful trophy. They'll also get a gold medal.
Oh, wow. We sprang for all that.
And they'll get $2,000. $2,000 cash prize for the champion of this year's Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Second place will be $1,500. The bronze medal winner will get $1,000. Fourth place gets $800. Fifth place gets $500. Sixth place gets $300.
Yeah.
So we'll work that way. By the way, for the Spring Fling Bond Spiel, the A final winner gets $1,000.
That's not a bad chunk of change if you win it all.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it'll be a little nice bonus for all these teams playing in the finals here. A little reward for making it far. So,
Peter Wolfrey, the third for Calgary, trying to take out that red stone.
I think they're trying to run it back a little bit.
And he gets it perfectly done.
Nice hit. Little run back hit there. Perfectly done by Calgary there. they seem to be firing off cylinders, like I said earlier. They seem in the zone, which is great.
So we're getting down to skip stones here in the first. Wes Forget. Could be Forget. We didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Right. It's from Ottawa, you never know. Could be from the Gatineau side.
We're going to go with Forget for now.
We're going to go with Forget until we get told otherwise. And to comment on the conditions, you know it's cold when Saskatoon second has his pants down.
Yeah, Spencer McKnight.
No shorts today. At least not yet.
At least not yet. I mean, they're just blanking over there, so they haven't had to work too hard yet.
No. But we'll keep you guys updated on whether or not it gets warm out there or not.
Shorts Watch 2025.
Exactly.
Wes Forget throwing the first of his skip stones here in the first end. We are live from the Granite Curling Club in South Edmonton.
Looks
Look at
like
the sweep there.
Trying to
hold that line, trying to get past the guard.
He's there.
And it does.
Great shot.
And it hits and sticks.
Yeah. Ideally, you probably wanted a little roll, but I mean, in order to do that, you'd have to been over, and then they might have hit the guard. So, very, very good shot for him. He'll be happy with that, no problem.
Michael Roy, the skip for Calgary 2, did a quick Google search.
Or did you?
Did a quick Google as part of my research. Finished second in the 2013 Alberta Junior Men's Championships.
That's cool.
I'm sure he's done a lot more since then, but that's all I could quickly find this morning.
Wikipedia page.
Yeah. My energy levels were a little low this morning, so I only had.
As a lot of us are.
Yeah.
It's Sunday.
It has been a long haul here.
Yeah.
And we're not the ones curling. Well, I mean, you have.
I have, but I mean, do you really call that curling?
Michael Roy, the first of his skip stones here.
They see no.
It should get past.
It should. Oh yeah, lots of room.
Easily. And
little roll. See there. That's
they
what
were hoping for a little bit more of a roll because you can still see
still pick
three quarters of it, so you should be able to pick it out.
But it's still a tough shot. I mean, we just saw Ottawa's last one just get by the guard, so he's got to make sure that he throws the right weight here on the line. We don't want to. It doesn't want to drift at all or anything. So we'll see what they can do there.
One thing that's going to be really interesting in the finals is there's going to be bleachers on the ice over on sheet A.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
So that'll kind of change the dynamic a little bit too, because you'll be able to hear the crowd.
Right.
You know.
Oh, shorts watch. We're back to shorts. Never mind. That was short-lived.
That was short-lived.
He heard me. He heard me.
Let's forget with his final stone here in the first end.
Going with some weight there, so he's definitely trying to attempt a blank to happen.
That's exactly what they do. So now Michael Roy, as Calgary has the hammer, I would imagine he's just going to throw it through. Or is he going to draw into score his one? I imagine they're just throwing this through.
I think they're throwing it through. With the broom in center, he's just going to throw
Why
it
even put the broom out there? If you're just throwing it through, do you even need to?
Practice for yourself first. Get to make sure you're hitting the broom.
Okay, fair.
Because if you're trying to figure out a weight there, if you're unsure, maybe you're using it as a practice stone to figure out what way you can throw and see how far it moves, kind of thing.
Probably too early to do the whole Jeff Stoughton little spinorama in the.
You're not in the win yet, but I mean, if anybody wants to bust that out, and I wish I could tell them, like, if you're winning this, please do some tricks for us.
Right.
But
that was always so fun when Jeff would do that.
No, he's not pushing it through. Oh, it's gonna go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, quick update over on Sheet B as Saskatoon 2 and Regina did blank the first end. So
blankety blank over here.
And we have another blank here. So through the first end, both games, Calgary 2 and Ottawa and Saskatoon 2 and Regina, scoreless on semifinals Sunday morning here at the 2025 Canadian Pride Curling Championships in Edmonton. Welcome back to the Canadian Pride Curling Championships from the Granite Curling Club in Edmonton. A quick update to pass along your way. We did say that Saskatoon 2 and Regina had blanked the first end. That is wrong.
Yeah, the contingent of Saskatchewan fans, whether it be both either Regina or Saskatoon, informed us.
They made it very clear that is not the case.
Yeah.
Saskatoon 2 with the hammer, they did score 1. So it is 1-0 for Saskatoon 2 over Regina. Again, we're trying to keep everyone honest. We're trying to watch both games at the same time.
I mean, we don't have a big scoreboard to watch anymore, so
so we should do a better job at this, though.
We should, but we still got our future game, That's what we're watching here.
Again, we're not getting paid for this right now, so.
Wow, just throw that out there.
Not that changes anything. We got pride in our work, so.
And pride on the ice.
Yeah, and pride on the. Wow, I like that. See, right? You're learning.
I'm learning. Yeah. It's been a long week. I picked up a few things,
Right. Second end action here at the semifinal between Calgary 2 and Ottawa. The second end brought to you in part by the City of Edmonton. Again, we thank the City of Edmonton for their gracious grant support to help put on the 2025 Canadian Pride Curling Championships. It is a lot of work to put on an event of this size, of this magnitude, and as we've seen, we've been trying to put some good events not only on the ice but off the ice as well. We talked about that banquet last night at the Bison Lodge. We had the drag bingo here in the lounge. We got some that karaoke night as well. There was a registration night at Epic. And then tonight there's going to be a
wrap-up party.
A wrap-up party over at Evolution, the new location for Evolution. It's a soft opening. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it'll be a good time for the teams to unwind a little bit, for the teams that are staying another day. But I would assume most of the teams here at the finals are flying home tomorrow or driving home tomorrow if they're from Saskatchewan. I know I talked.
The Calgary teams might drive back today. It's only a 2.5-hour drive.
Maybe, but if they win, they might want to celebrate.
Well, that's right. You can celebrate on the drive home.
Exactly.
It's carpool karaoke.
Stopping either at the Donut Mill or at Peter's.
Look at this.
Oh, right through.
Went right through.
Uh-oh.
Wes Forget was on that quick.
Yeah.
To try and sweep that out. So
he did not forget about it.
Amazing.
Right? Yeah. Don't set me up like that.
We did talk about throughout the first 7 draws of the national championships how it's the little mistakes that could cost you. It's the little mistakes that can hurt you, and this is the first one that we've really seen here so far in this opening semifinal.
The good thing, though, it's on
still
second
early,
rocks.
exactly.
It's not as devastating as a second, third rock or in fact your skip rocks. So still chance there for Calgary to get out of this end with some multiples to convert their hammer, but definitely now having to rethink their strategy a little bit so that they can plan accordingly.
Quick scoreboard update from the World Curling Championships in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, as China scores 1, but they trail 3-1 against Brad Jacobs and Team Canada. So we're on to second stones, right?
Yeah, we're on seconds.
Brady Gillies, the second for Calgary 2. Again, Calgary 2 came into this game sitting 6-1. Ottawa also 6-1. So it was really
again 2 losses. After 2 losses, you were not in control of your own destiny.
Yeah.
3 of the teams had 6-1 records to make it in. I believe Regina was the only one who didn't.
Yeah.
I think they had 2 losses total. So
yeah, they were 5-2.
Yeah. They're the only 5-2 team that made it. So this new format proving to say you still got to play well, even in a double knockout. You still can't lose more than 2, and neither team did. That made it to the finals. So.
Yeah, so taking a look at the standings, Saskatoon 2 and Ottawa were both obviously 6-1. Again, the top 2 teams advance. Toronto 1, the defending champions, finished 3rd at 5-2. So that 5-2, they were just in a tough.
I heard a rumor about an individual from Toronto 1 about him not being happy with a certain post that was posted by someone who we shall not name on our socials.
It's one of those things where, the journalist in me wants to make sure that the news gets out there promptly. And I wanted everyone to know the 2-time defending champions would not be sticking around for the 3-piece.
I'll take some heat off you. I was the one that alerted you to that fact pretty quickly.
Right? I had totally forgotten about it. I was so focused on the teams that made it that I didn't realize the team that didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Bill Francis is a good guy, so he might be stopping by for a quick.
Yeah, we'll have a good chat with him. And I got some questions. I thought
Nice
about
run
something.
back.
Oh, get it out.
That's
Good
exactly what they
sweep
wanted
by
to do.
Calgary there.
That's exactly
What a
what they wanted
shot.
to do, and you can hear the cheers here in the lounge.
Yeah, that was a massive shot to make up for the little error earlier.
Yep.
That clears everything up, and now you're back in the driver's seat. It's weird only having 2 games to watch. I've been squirreling all week and like, ooh, what's happening in this game? What's happening in that game?
So does it make it a little different too, though? Like if you're out there on the ice, when there's only
100%.
2 games going on instead of,
The
it's a lot
noise.
quieter.
I know we, my team for the Spring Fling Bonspiel, we curled one game over at the Shamrock.
Yep.
And there was no one on the ice for the first couple ends, and it was just weird. You're not used to no sound, and even like in league nights when you're one of the last teams to get off the ice, and there's like no one else talking, it's weird. So I'm assuming it's not going to affect either of these teams. They're good enough that they've probably played in finals where that's been the case, or that, so they should be fine, but it still changes your mindset a little bit, the mental aspect. You got to focus up, and if you're a distracting skip like me who likes to look at everything else, you don't have that, so you got to figure something else out for you to make it work.
Let's talk about that great draw by Joey Taylor.
Oh,
just
beautiful.
perfectly in behind that guard, just
Like-
buried.
Right, it's like a 7-year championship draw,
We're gonna hear a lot about those lucky sevens.
right? You have no idea how happy Kevin was when Ottawa made it, and he has the stat, and he like ruffles through all his papers, and was like, "This is the stat."
This is it. I've been waiting for it. It was ready to go, should the moment arise.
Yeah,
and the
he had it
moment has
already.
risen. And Lord help us if Ottawa gets to the final.
Oh, God.
That'll just be.
That commentary is going to just be
It'll be
nothing
insufferable.
but sevens.
Insufferable. Peter Wolfrey, again the third junior curling coach as well. He actually played with Dustin Kidby at the 2023 Nationals with Calgary.
Oh, cool.
So if Calgary too ends up playing Regina in the final,
I think he's on his guard.
he'd be playing his former teammate, if you will.
They're a little missed there by Calgary. Unfortunately, they didn't really have much to go on. They were trying to hit the red in the rocks there.
Yeah.
But it was tough. It's buried. So trying to come around with like a bit of a heavier draw. Just didn't curl enough there. But I don't think there's any different part of a throw you could. I think it just really wasn't there in terms of being able to hit it. But they spill their guard, which is fine. Now there's room to get there, or now to draw in. We'll see what Ottawa does, though, to defend against that.
Over on Sheet B, they're on to Skip Stones. I'm not going to even say it. Like, looks like they're playing for a blank, but I said that last time, man.
I don't know. I think Ottawa's looking to play spoiler and force. They've got They've got a really good shot.
I was mentioning B.
Oh, B.
I was mentioning B.
I'm still.
Regina's
I'm not
after
sure.
it.
Probably, but again, if this hits and sticks. No. Yeah. We'll see.
Look at the sweep there by Ed Sir and Andrew Dings. Everyone getting in there.
Right.
Dragging it in. Gets a piece of the forfeit.
I don't know. This kind of lets Calgary back in this end a little bit. The hit's there. You just got to hit, and a potential little roll to maybe bump the red would be ideal, just to sit under yours so that they can't hit it. We'll see what Calgary can do to make that, though. But it's out there. I'm assuming they would have liked a little more of a roll on the draw there to get it underneath. But
Well, we'll see what Peter Wolfrey can come up with.
his weight was fantastic on the last shot. Again, I don't think it was either line or weight. It was how the cookie crumbled on that one.
You can get some homemade cookies, by the way. It's part of the raffle draw.
Oh,
It's one
I
of
don't
the
think
prizes
I don't
that
actually think I put in
remember
that. You
fall.
know, I'm trying to cut down those sweets.
Does he get a piece of it here?
He gets a piece
He
of
does,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
He was hoping to stick around a little bit. But
I believe so, based on where the broom was. I truly think that was the plan. So at least he gets it out. But again, Calgary, Even though with their hammer, they're a bit on the back foot this end.
So we do move to skip stones here. By the way, our photographer, Dave Veldkamp, is here today. He'll be here all day. And he's standing over on sheet A, taking some pictures. I've posted the links to where you can see all of the photos that he's taken throughout this Nationals event. They are fantastic. He's got such a great eye. And like he just does this for fun. It's a side gig for him.
Nice.
It's a hobby.
That's cool. Hey, I think I may have found a new hobby this week, so.
Well, you're doing fantastic. You've aced it, so.
Well, thank you. Last stone for Saskatoon over there. Definitely looking for that blank. Ooh, sticks around. Forcing Regina to probably take a single here. Unless they can blank it. We'll see.
I mean, the blank is there.
The blank is there, but you gotta make it, right? It's a blank down the center is a bit different than a blank on the ends. You gotta hit those, and those are sometimes trickier shots to make as a hit. Is the potential double there? What do you think?
I mean, from this angle, it looks like about 3/4 will be.
I think it's there.
Will be open there for Michael Roy, the skip for Calgary too.
My mind automatically went to Waugh, and I was like, I know that's not right. Yeah, no, definitely probably in his wheelhouse as a skip. Those are shots that you love to make. It's there. They're obviously thinking it through. It's a pivotal end for them. So.
Quick update over on sheet B. It is a blank in the second. So
are we sure this time?
It is. I watched that one like a hawk. So through two ends, Saskatoon 2 remains in the lead, 1-0 over Regina. But here in our feature sheet, they blanked the first. We're coming down to the final shots in the second end.
Big shot.
Ottawa sitting 2.
Big shot for Michael Roy here. If he misses this, or only gets one, then you might not be able to get your multiples for Calgary. Even if you make it, you might not be able to get your multiples. So, bit of a weird end for them when it started off okay, and then a couple misses here and there kind of throws a wrench into everyone's plans. He's on their guard, I think.
Yeah, Wolfrey immediately call off.
No, maybe not.
Gets past.
But a jam.
One's out.
But that one's not sticking out now.
Yep.
It's exactly what the other one
yep.
was.
The nice thing is, too, with less teams out on the ice, you can actually hear a lot more with our mics down there.
Yeah, I was joking with the Calgary team after their game yesterday, saying we had the mics and the commentary. They froze up for a second. I was like, we heard everything. And that's not true. We didn't hear everything.
Yeah.
But now, I'm sure we will now. So it'll be interesting to see how loud they yell.
Well, yeah, because at one point there, you really heard Peter Wolfrey just like calling off the sweepers and then immediately getting them to jump on.
Exactly. Yeah, it was very clear on our mics. So.
So Wes Forget with his final shot here in the second end.
He's just looking for a draw, it looks like. Right play here. Don't let Calgary have anything to erase your double. Force them to a single and move on, get hammer, and carry on with the game. They're scrubbing it hard, though.
Ooh, nice. Just got right by it.
What a shot. I think about a quarter sticking out, but again, you have the red guard too.
Yeah, you don't want to spill out though, right? And
exactly.
then you give up the one. I think you got to come in the other way.
100%. The draw is the other way is the only option. What I can see, again, amateur skip here. I don't have the years of analysis that some of these teams have, but I think the draw is the right play.
I feel like we both got this one right.
Hey, see, I told you could be a skip.
Right?
I'm going to tell your husband you should skip next year.
Then a few months later, be like, Skip, how's life? Divorce. How did that happen? How did that
Graham?
happen? You know, he's over at the Bison Lodge right now, just picking things up after yesterday's banquet. So
he probably didn't hear that, which is a good thing.
Michael Roy about to throw the final stone here in the second end. Calgary 2, Ottawa currently scoreless. They blanked the first here in the second.
We'll have a
Facing two.
I think we're gonna
Let's
have a
see
score.
what Calgary can come up with. Wolfrey says we're good.
Whoa. I don't know if that's a good woe or a bad woe. That's the problem is when
I
this...
feel like it's there.
I think so.
I feel like it's there.
What a shot.
And is it ever? And you can hear the applause as it is 1 for Calgary 2. So through two ends of play, Calgary takes a 1-0 lead over Ottawa. Welcome back to the Granite Curling Club in Edmonton. It is Championship Sunday for the 2025 Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Semifinals here this morning over on Sheet B. We're also streaming that game without commentary. Saskatoon 2 with a 1-0 lead over Regina through two ends of play. Here on our feature sheet, it is Calgary with a 1-0 lead. Calgary 2 with a 1-0 lead over Ottawa. I just want to take this opportunity to kind of thank some of our sponsors. I know I do that a lot, but they are the reason why we are able to put on this event. But Team Low McDonald's, big thank you to our good friend Robbie, who helped coordinate that and ensure that there was coffee each and every morning for our curlers here.
Oh, your husband's here. He just missed the commentary. So
As
close.
he walks away, he's just like, I don't even want to be around. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no, it's great to have that coffee in the morning. Thank you to Robbie and McDonald's for sponsoring that.
Yeah, and a big thank you as well to the Granite Curling Club. Obviously, they've been working around the clock to ensure that the ice is good, everything off the ice is good. So it's been fantastic. Again, it takes a village.
Oh, yeah.
And we've certainly had that here throughout the Canadian Pride Curling Championships.
And all the volunteers that stepped up, especially from the Curling with Pride League. Without them, this wouldn't have run as smoothly, so thank you to them as well.
And to people like you stepping up and doing this.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do this. You were already curling.
I was curling. The opportunity presented itself. We were just talking, and I was like, sure, I'll try something new. And
And
it
you've
turned out to
aced
be
it.
really fun. So
what's our good friend Craiggles doing here?
he looks like he's drawing. He doesn't look particularly happy. I don't know. He's just trying to freeze onto the red.
He was just off a little bit.
Yeah. He didn't look particularly happy. His broom was out of his hands, and he was just sitting there. So still knocks the red out, which is really nice to pull out from under the guard. So Calgary has a chance to do something with it a bit later. I also realized this. We really don't need to call them by their numbers anymore because there's only one of each, and everybody knows which Saskatoon and which Calgary team made it in. So if we want to make it easier on ourselves...
Maybe we will. We'll try and keep it simple then. I mean, if it's really simple, it's Ottawa Regina in the final.
Well, that was my
Then there's
prediction.
no.
That was my gut was telling me.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what my gut was telling me this morning. I don't know how true it is, but the battle of the number 2 seeds.
I want everyone
like
to win.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a non-committal answer there.
Right?
Non-committal.
Like I said, over on Sheet B, I can guarantee you a team from Saskatchewan will win.
I had a worse one. I think a team from the West is going to make it to the finals.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
Nice drawing again from Ottawa there. Not as buried as they probably want it, but a nice draw in there. Nice weight and everything. So, yeah, it's then shaping out to be pretty decent to start. See how
Again, both teams, really kind of feeling each other out.
Yeah.
You're not seeing a lot of aggression here.
No.
No one wants to make a big mistake. No one wants to take any unnecessary risks.
Exactly. Everybody's playing with a bit more precision, a bit more relaxed. You can see. I don't think it's as stressful as some of those games were yesterday. Everybody was playing their heart out yesterday to make sure that they had their chance. This game seems a little more relaxed in terms of a vibe.
And the nice thing is too. It really did come down to that 7th draw.
Yeah.
To determine.
There were
who
about
was
3
going
games
in.
that made up the playoffs. Funny enough, one of them had implications on one, and that one also had implications on the other one. So it was just like, is this giant mess of a standings thing. So thank you to the teams for making our lives a little hell there.
So a big update here from the World Curling Championships in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, as
A chance for 4 for
Brad Jacobs, yeah.
or more. They're going for a hit. I just saw where they put their broom. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
So we'll give
Which
you an update
you could
once
be
that
watching on
happens.
your other screen, or if you're at the event, watching us there. So.
By the way, it's now past 10 o'clock in the morning here in Alberta, which means good afternoon if you're watching from Ontario.
All right.
You're watching in the nation's capital.
Home of the Senators.
Home of the Senators.
Won a big game last night over the Panthers. Even though the Panthers clinched it based off of that because of a couple other
They've been in
results.
a free fall.
Yeah.
So here comes Brad Jacobs with his final shot here in the 4th end.
For 5.
Oh yeah,
4,
you
5.
just know Vic Router. Count them up.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5. 5 for Canada.
Well,
As they go
unfortunately,
up.
they can't handshake this early. They're
As they
not
go up
allowed
8-1.
to.
No,
So.
because for TV purposes, you got to keep going.
Unlike here, where if this happened after that, I'm pretty sure there'd be.
I mean, there were a couple of games yesterday where they were shaking after 3 ends.
Yeah.
I mean, and that one too was also partially because of fatigue. There were some curlers here that have
And those were games
really
with
been bad.
very low stakes.
Yeah, there was nothing on the go for those ones.
No.
So the situation here is Calgary sitting 2 right now.
Yeah, Ottawa's got to start playing a bit aggressive here. They're trying to figure out what to do.
I mean, Ottawa does have the hammer.
Yeah, but I think Ottawa needs to start dealing with those rocks. The longer you leave them, the longer you're gonna have them as a problem, right? So if you start dealing with them now, whether you take one out and roll, which was something they were just discussing, which I think they're calling right now, or you try to take them both out, you got to do something. You can't just let them be, because then Calgary just starts throwing up guards, and then you're kind of stuck trying to pick at them with a harder shot.
Well, let's see what Ed Sir does here.
An intern hit. I think it's going to overcurl for what they wanted.
It's starting to. No, he's got it. He got a little bit of the roll.
Not enough of the roll that I think they wanted. And the only reason I say is I've thrown interns on that shot like so many times on this ice. I'm like, okay, I knew that one was going. If there's one shot I was very comfortable with doing analysis on.
I was just trying to take a look to see if there's an opportunity for some kind of double here. I don't think so. I think it's
There's a thin double, but I don't think they're trying.
Yeah, no. You're just going to peel that out.
Yeah, you just want to peel that out. What you want to do as Calgary, though, is
Roll
hit
in.
and just roll that slightly
behind
under
that,
the guard.
yeah.
Or at worst, roll onto the other side if you're
Yeah.
over there and just sit right in front of your other one so that there's no chance for a double. Skip Stone's over there, I believe. Just based on the conversation with people holding the brooms.
I was just very confused. I didn't see one of the yellow stones, and all I saw were 2 reds. And I'm like, did someone throw a rock, like a wrong rock somewhere?
Hey, my team almost did that this week too.
I've done that, so it happens.
It
Let's see if he
does.
gets past the guard here.
I think he's past the guard for sure. I just don't know what's going to happen if he's going to nose hit or hit and roll out. 'Cause it looks like a hit and
Gets
roll out.
jams on the back there, but gets one of them out.
Yeah. Well, his rolled out unfortunately as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted that. Ottawa looking to capitalize on that now. See what they can do, what they want to do. I think they just want to hit out that yellow,
Yeah.
which is the smart play. Now Calgary has to start doing what I said for Ottawa. They got those two in the back. You got to start taking them out.
Sorry, all of a sudden there's just a lot of things happening here, so
I was just going to say, people are starting to trickle in here this morning. It's good
It was
to
a
see.
long night.
It was a long night.
It was a good night.
And if you're in Edmonton, and don't have any Sunday afternoon plans,
I was going to say Sunday afternoon.
come down to the Granite. Come watch the gold medal games here. It'll be a good game regardless of who's in it. So come down, support the club, support all the teams there, and watch some good curling.
So nice shot there by Joey Taylor as Ottawa sits 3 in the house right now. So now if you're Calgary,
now you're panicking a little. Again, you don't have hammer here.
you do have the opportunity. There is a double opportunity here.
There is. It's
Or at the very least, you get rid of the one and you roll over and just freeze on.
exactly. I think
the shot
that's
there,
more
which would get
realistic
you to-
than the double.
Which would get you sitting in the 4-foot.
We'll see with what kind of weight he comes out with. Tell us what they're actually trying, but because you need a lot of weight to make it over there.
Peter Wolfrey, junior curling coach in Southern Alberta.
I think they're trying to at least bump the other one.
Gets the hit, rolls over nicely.
Perfect shot.
Absolutely
What a shot by Calgary.
perfect.
Freezes perfectly on that, creating the jam. So it's no
That's how
longer a
you get
viable
out
option.
of that situation.
Perfect
Excellent
shot for
done.
what they needed.
This is why Calgary 2 finished first in their pool.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why all of them had no more than 2 losses. Regina sitting a couple points over there on sheet B.
Yes, Saskatoon, though, does have the hammer. Dylan Flash setting up already in the
No.
half.
No, Regina has the hammer.
Do they really?
Well, Saskatoon scored 1 in the first. They blanked the second.
I am so off this. That would be 3 then, wouldn't it not?
Yeah.
3 for Regina?
3 for Regina.
I'm just going to stop calling things over on that sheet.
Right? It's not our sheet we're commentating.
Another great shot there by Joey Taylor. As Ottawa now, shot stone, touching a bit of the button.
I would suspect Calgary's going to try to just blow it up there.
Yeah.
And see what will shake out in terms of rocks. The jam is there, but I think you could hit the red not anywhere not nose, and it would spill and potentially knock more than 1 red out. Maybe at worst you get the 1 red out.
Yeah. That's a tough break for Saskatoon too, giving up 3 there in the third end.
Absolutely.
At least three. We saw 2, potentially 3. We'll wait for them to actually update the score. I don't want to jump the gun here. Still too early.
Yeah. Well, go grab a McDonald's coffee from downstairs.
Thank you, Team Low, McDonald's, and Robbie. Which fun fact, a buddy of mine, Lane Mitchell, really good friend of mine, he sent me a text message this morning saying he saw a picture that I had posted with Robbie last night. And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, Robbie was my McDonald's manager back in Drayton Valley when I was 15 years old. And I'm like,
Yeah, small world.
That is a small world. I'm like, oh, I curl with him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, very good guy.
All right, so here we go. Officially, it is 3 for Regina. So through 3 ends of play over on sheet B, Regina, making their debut in the Canadian Pride Curling Championships, have taken a 3-1 lead over Saskatoon 2. If you do want to watch that game, you can watch that game. We are streaming it without commentary.
You should do it
our
on your
YouTube
other
channel.
devices so you can listen to us.
And bump up our views.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I really didn't think very many people were going to watch, but there's been a couple games where we've had over 700 people watching.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, we really thank you guys for
I mean,
tuning
they
in.
may be watching on mute.
Whatever. Whatever, they're still watching. Calgary there with a draw. I think they came up a bit light on what they wanted. They had their 2 sweepers plus the third Peter Wolfsley. I can't pronounce.
Wolfrey.
Peter. I'm just gonna go Peter.
Peter Wolfrey.
I'm just gonna go Peter. Sweeping there and ultimately fell short of the 4 foot where they needed to be.
Wes Forget with his first of his skip stones here in the third end. Third end, by the way, brought to you in part by Team Edmonton. A big thank you to them for all their support, and they're starting to grow immensely here in the city of Edmonton with new sports popping up all the time.
Pickleball this year.
Pickleball and lawn bowling.
The craze of pickleball.
I'm not. I don't know. I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of it. I haven't really.
It's crazy.
Into it,
it's crazy. If you watch like the quote pro pickleball, it's kind of crazy. And now like the tennis players who are kind of out of it, of the tennis tour, are starting to play pickleball pro.
Let's take a look at it.
What a shot.
Yep.
Beautiful shot.
Gets them sitting too. Everyone gathering around our overhead camera here.
Right. No, you're not allowed to turn it. We need to see it for commentating purposes.
I'll be very curious to see what happens for the national.
Oh, they
final.
but they have it on all the other TVs too.
Do they? Oh,
Yeah.
Good. That's probably a good thing that way. Yeah, they do have it on all of them. Oh no, I think they rotate it actually. Yeah, every second TV is the overhead cam.
We're talking. Your husband was confused. I was looking at him for a second. He was like, "What are you doing?" Calgary taking their time and figuring out how to get out of this mess. They're only up 1-0, and Ottawa sitting 2.
So here's the interesting thing too. So again, we're keeping teams honest with time with the buzzers.
Yeah.
There isn't an official time clock here. The thing to keep in mind though is the gold medal game starts at 1:30. So
The longer you go, the less rest you get.
That is the one thing you want to keep in mind as well.
And the players are pretty honest with themselves. They're not.
And we're doing good for time right now.
Yeah. We're in no.
You should be in that fourth end by about that hour mark, and we still got 12 minutes to go before we hit that 1 hour mark. So.
Yeah, but we're only playing 3 back, so that B sheet is on time. I think we're a little behind that, but again, that might speed up a little in the second half.
Well, that B sheet, they were just flying in that first end.
Yeah. Well, it helped the double blanks, right? Well,
there wasn't double blanks.
Double blanks, but like almost the double blanks.
Yeah. Too nice. I had to let it out.
Calgary getting ready for their skip stones.
Michael Roy.
I think it's the first one.
Yeah. No, it's his last.
It's
his last one.
Yeah, you're right. Just had to double check, You've missed a few rocks here or there.
Yeah. Oh, it's early.
Uh-oh.
He almost slipped there, eh?
Yeah. Big yell.
Gets it.
What a shot. Sits for 1 there.
I don't think there's a chance that you can get more than 2 here.
I mean, okay, there's the crazy wild.
Yeah, but you're not.
Run back
But
of
you're
the
not.
goal.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that at
No.
this point. That's too risky to do.
No.
So you just get that out of there. You score your 2.
Yeah, you're getting 2.
And you take your 2-1 lead.
Exactly. It's the perfect way of getting hammer. You want to take 2 points every time you get the hammer. So.
So let's see here the final shot of the third end in Sheet C. It is the semifinal. Calgary taking on Ottawa. Calgary with a 1-0 lead. Currently sitting 1, but it's a chance for 2 for our friends from the nation's capital. Team that hasn't won a national championship in 7 years.
Wow. Wow, you're really hitting that fact.
I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting fact.
If
you're a fan of numbers and lucky number 7, I'm just saying.
Exactly. 777s on a slot machine pays you out well.
I mean, if only tomorrow, the final was on tomorrow, right? The 7th of April, right?
That would have just solidified it.
Anyways, does he get this here?
Yeah, oh yeah. And he's just got to bump it. He didn't need a ton of weight. He threw the right everything on that.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
So
Perfect shot.
it is 2 for Ottawa through 3 ends of play here in the semifinals. Ottawa with a 2-1 lead over Calgary. Welcome back to fourth end action here on Championship Sunday at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships from the Granite Curling Club in South Edmonton. Ottawa with a 2-1 lead over Calgary 2. The fourth end brought to you in part by the Imperial Sovereign Court of the Wild Rose. Since 1976, they've been an integral part of Edmonton's 2S LGBTQ plus community, one of the first organizations to donate to HIV research in the 80s. They've also provided a scholarship fund to support 2S LGBTQ plus students entering post-secondary in Alberta. They fundraise for community groups and events. They're just a wonderful organization, always putting on events. I do believe they have a drag bingo show coming up at Endeavour again. That was a lot of fun. That Endeavour is a cool little pub up in St. Albert.
That'll be a good time.
So, yeah, it'll be really good.
Okay. Lots of rocks on Sheet B. I know our sheet's just getting started, but they're midway through the fourth, and lots of rocks in play, lots of guards. We'll see what shakes out there. He's going to tick this guard. Just. But it wasn't on the line, so they don't have to deal with tick rule.
Got lucky.
Right? I hate dealing with that.
I mean, Cragen Charnata was just losing his mind. He was yelling so good friend Cragles. He was just yelling, getting them to the sweepers to ensure it got past it, but unfortunately it did not.
It's still not the worst shot, something to play around, something to play with.
More importantly, it wasn't touching that center line, so the no-tick rule did not come into effect there.
Yeah.
That no-tick rule early on in the event was a little bit of a factor, but now I think all the teams are used to it. I mean, they better be. This is the 8th game that they're playing now.
Right, they should be
Thursday.
by this point, yeah.
All right, girls, with M&M's here.
No, it didn't work. The $19 one is only 2 gigs. You both have included. Yes.
Steal it too for
And
Canada.
China, world of hurt as they're now down 10-1 to Canada. I'm going to go out on the limb and say Canada's going to win the bronze medal at the World Championships.
Wow. What apt analysis that is.
10-1 after 5 ends.
If they blow that, I'd actually be surprised.
I think that'd be the biggest story.
Biggest upset ever. Trying to draw again, little more outside this time. Ottawa has one in the deep 12-foot. So Calgary just trying to play behind their own guard, right in the 4-foot, perfect shot.
Calgary 1 is here, showing support for their brothers here over in Calgary 2.
It's good to see. I mean, there's a whole Saskatchewan contingent on the side. I don't know where they're all from, but they're the rowdy bunch on our left. So
And as this game progresses, you will start to hear it get louder and louder as people start to show up, because we'll be drawing the raffles at noon, so people want to be here for that.
They want to get their prizes.
They want to claim their spots before the big championship game at 1:30. We've already got our spots booked. We've already got that figured out.
We're good.
Good sweeping
Good sweeping.
to get that dragged in.
Yeah. Calgary just going to try to draw in the other way, I'm assuming. Same kind of weight with the shot, so...
That other side of the sheet doesn't get used as much.
No.
Everyone seems to be a lot more comfortable coming on the other
Yeah.
side.
I mean, it comes down to preference. Like, if you have the choice, which way do you like to curl more than the other? I'm typically definitely coming back this way. I definitely like to curl the same way that they just did. But when the time comes, if you need to curl the other side, I'm sure they know their weights for that side.
Calgary trying to win their very first
That looks
Canadian
a little heavy.
Pride Curling Championship. And it'll also be the first for Alberta. Edmonton has never won either.
Okay. Trying to make history. Oh, it flowed right down. Beautiful for Calgary. Sweep and get it in there. It's just touching the forefoot. Perfect shot by Calgary. It's sticking out a little bit. I think there's
It
a
is a great
chance to
shot.
take it out, but
I do feel that like you're just seeing that little extra pep in the sweepers, eh?
yeah, oh yeah, they're pumped. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they know.
They know they can make.
This
can
is why
change
they're
the
here.
course of
This
the
is why
game.
they went through those 7 grueling games.
Exactly. There's a contingent of rocks on sheet B there.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So now if you're Ottawa, you're just trying to get rid of that guard.
Yeah,
Just
you-
trying to open things up.
You need the ability to do that, and I think what they're going to try to do.
Do you think that runs that back?
I think that what they're trying to do is do something.
Yeah.
To eliminate some points. Maybe they'll eliminate their own by accident, or maybe it'll run into theirs. Wow. That eliminated a lot of rocks.
There was a lot of movement.
2 went out for sure, but more crucially that the other yellow is now outside of the red, so red sitting second shot, which is ideal for them. That was probably the best case scenario with that run back. What a shot. Some shots, yeah, you're not going to set the points, but you make a lot happen in the end and change up the exact strategy that the other team has.
So now if you are Calgary, are you throwing up a guard, or are you trying to just like drawing through that port?
I think they're trying to draw through the port to sit on top,
Yeah.
maybe a freeze, to stop any more of those run back shenanigans to come back.
So you really do go home.
You don't want to hit these guards though. That's the problem. If you're Calgary, you don't want to be on them. It looks like they're fine. Looks like it'll curl enough to get through.
Even a little kiss might not be the end of the world.
No, because then it might put it right behind. Ooh, I think it just went over just enough. Just kissed one of the guards.
Yep. Now it does open that port a little bit, so they do have like a wide open hit to get in there
It's a double there.
to the shot. No, not for the double.
I think the double's there if you come on the outside. It's risky. I'm not saying it's not.
I don't know if I would. I'd probably come right
I'd
down
come right
the
through
middle.
the center.
Yeah.
You've got the easy hit there. Hit, maybe roll right behind the yellow.
And that's exactly what they're going to do.
But the
here.
double was there. It's just the risk, and it looks like Ottawa's not wanting to take that risk.
I mean, if there's anyone that I want to trust with that, it's lucky number 7 himself, Joey Taylor.
Just wait. You should tell him to go use the rock number 7.
Is this going to be like a drinking game? I don't know what's going to happen.
Maybe. You should definitely go tell him to change.
Make sure
to
it gets
rock
past
7.
that guard. Oh, he kissed it just a bit.
Oh no, a little mistakes.
Disaster.
Like we talked about, little mistakes.
Yeah.
Both teams suffering from that on those 2 shots. Both taking guards both ways. So either maybe the ice has gotten a little warmer and it's not behaving the same way, or they're just overthinking it.
Just off by a smidge.
Yeah, game
Like
of
it
millimeters.
literally just kissed it.
Game of millimeters.
Yep.
The story of my season.
Quite the mess in the house over on sheet B
Oh, yeah.
between Regina and Saskatoon. Again, Regina with a 3-1 lead. That game in the 4th end.
If that's no, it's not going to stick. Just a little too hard from Regina there on their first skip stone.
based on our angle right now, it looks like Saskatoon is sitting 1.
I would agree with that.
But they're just starting their skip stone, so they're still.
But we
3 more
also have
rocks to
been
be played.
wrong significantly times from our angle. So
I know, and I am still a little tired, so we'll see what happens.
Calgary with a draw in,
was-
just to do what they were trying to do before. Kiss it and roll a little bit so it makes it even harder.
But you still have like that is a significant.
The double
Gap
in the middle is there now.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come with not hack weight, but probably back line weight to come and hit there, you could probably spill both of them out.
Yeah.
But then that does leave you open for another hit, right? So I think they're trying to talk through how they defend themselves as well. I think they're coming in with a heavy draw just to bump it out. I don't think they want to spill them out. They want some backing to create that jam so that if Calgary does come back as well, that the hit just going to jam on there.
In a round.
Got a curl. It's on their guard right now. It's
It
not
really
moving.
needs to curl.
It's not moving.
Yeah, you just heard them. We're on the guard.
Yep. Another error
Two
from
tough
Ottawa.
shots. 2 tough shots by Joey Taylor. So now Calgary trying to capitalize.
Did you just throw a guard to stop that idea?
I would imagine so.
I'm assuming so. You're sitting 3 in the house. Why
They
tempt
wanted-
fate? I guess they're trying to go for something. No,
Oh, no,
he's
there we
calling
go,
guard. Yeah, there we go.
That is the right call.
I was like, wait a second.
Or not.
No, there it is.
Or maybe.
The guard. That if he's over there, that's going to be for the guard. I see what he was trying to do there.
Or maybe he's saying, you know what? If you're a little heavy, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
come in and you're a little heavy, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, you're fine.
We sweep it as far as we can
Exactly.
to
But
create a
really,
jam.
we want you to come here.
Yeah, ideally you want to be outside of the rings. Make that as far as you can. Make it off kilter so you can't just easy run back that. But
Well, let's see what Peter Wolfrey can do here.
if you're a bit heavy, you've got that backing, which is nice.
That looks to be good weight for.
For a guard, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's heavy at all.
No.
It's higher than I think they would wanted, but it still works.
Still works.
Yeah, the run back's not there anymore. The
You
hit's
do have
not
a
there.
you do have a raise.
You got a double raise over
Yeah.
there for sure, and that's I think Ottawa's already looking at that as a potential because all you need to do there is just bump it in to
Yeah.
cut some points down at worst, right? If you're Ottawa, you're down, you're up by 1. You don't have hammer.
And I think
Calgary
that's-
only scoring 1 is very advantageous for you
Yeah.
at this point.
So I
to
think
get
that's
hammer
I think
back.
that is what they're looking at right now.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can kind of hear what they're saying. They just need to talk louder.
I'm sure yell at them for that. I mean,
We don't have the budget that TSN has that they can have like loud mics.
Sheet B is also looking at kind of the same thing, a double run back over there for Regina to get some things in. So, couple precision shots coming on both sheets here from skips.
Yeah, this looks like a bit of a circus shot here for Dustin Kidby, the skip for Saskatoon. Who coincidentally played with Peter Wolfrey at the 2023 Canadian Pride Curling.
You mean Regina,
Championships.
right?
Yeah. What did I say? Did I say Saskatoon?
Yeah. Good thing we're two of us are here. I got you. Don't worry. I got you.
Yes, Dustin Kidby from Regina.
Yeah, a couple.
Played with Peter Wolfrey at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships with Calgary. There you go. We'll get all that together.
There we go. We got it. A couple.
They're all from Saskatchewan.
Same shot, 2 different sheets. We'll see who makes it, who doesn't make it, or if
Maybe
both
they're
make it.
watching and see what Kidby does. Quick switch over to the other stream to see. There might be a delay, so you might get there on time.
Seems pretty adamant about it.
Bang, bang, and just wide. You could hear the groan from everyone in the lounge. So now it's Ottawa's turn to try a bit of a run back.
Coming with some heat, so they're definitely not just trying to tap it.
The line looks good.
Ish, maybe?
Off a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
Ooh, unfortunate. It's going to catch on the back, which is fine, but.
Wolfrey's there to.
Calgary's still sitting 3, but they gotta maybe
They're-
throw a
they're
guard
in
or
trouble
something.
here.
Yeah, Ottawa definitely having.
Remember, Calgary with the hammers, so
If they can convert more, I'd say even more than 2 points at this
Yeah.
point. Not that it's going to happen. The level of curling is exquisite here, so rocks could fly out at any moment. But if Calgary could capitalize on 2, maybe even 3 at this point, I think that changes a lot of the game, for at least the game plan for Ottawa, on how they need to play this. Oh,
everyone's coming in to be like, hey, no, actually, what
Yeah.
if we do this?
yeah,
Brady Gillies saying,
just
listen,
hustling there.
yeah.
Just absolutely hustling to make sure he
Really
knows what
wanted
he's
his
saying.
opinion heard. And we've talked about that. Some teams, they preferred all the decisions kind of to be made by the skip in the third. But here, Brady was just like, whoa,
It's a team effort.
whoa, exactly.
And I mean,
Oh, a big miss for Saskatoon.
steal a 1 for Regina.
They end up knocking out one of their own
I
stones,
believe.
and it is a steal of 1 for Regina. So Regina takes a 4-1 lead through 4 ends of play. You can see the disappointment in Dylan Flash's face right now.
Still lots of game left.
Yeah, but that's demoralizing.
That's demoralizing, yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully he can just reset, end happened, whatever, we move on. We're gonna do better this next day. Shot coming in from Calgary here. I was gonna say earlier, this is a team game. I'm sure there's no skip in the world that if their second hustled down with that much vigor that they wouldn't listen to what they said.
Did this over curl?
A little. I just don't
I feel. I mean, there's really.
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it definitely did.
It opens it up a little bit. They might be able to get something out. I don't know if there's a. I don't know. Can they get 3 out? Maybe.
The only thing I worry about is that top rock
Is just going to jam.
jamming on
Yeah.
the other one. The other one will go across.
Yeah.
So if you come in, you hit that nose, it's going to spill that other rock.
Okay, so now they're looking on the other side. Is there something there where you can raise it in?
Yeah, the hit's kind of a tricky one, and I think it's the less risky play, as weird as it sounds, because the raise, if you don't hit that with the right weight or you don't hit it at the right angle, Calgary has a chance for 4. You have to go for the hit here to maybe spill some points. Whether
I know.
it take a couple out.
Wes really likes that raise, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's going. He keeps commenting.
He's been looking on that for a little bit here.
for sure.
You can tell that that's what he's thinking.
I mean, again, like we just talked about from Calgary's point of view, the lead in the second were given their opinion
Yeah.
for there. So looks like both teams are looking at that team game.
Well, they're calling it. I think they're going for that raise.
I'm not certain that. I mean, obviously for him, he thinks it's a certain play for him for his comfort zone, and that's what you should definitely go with. I think that the risk there is you either over curl and you hit your other one, and you then give an open draw for 4, because the draw for 4 is tough, but you're giving them 3 for sure. Whereas if you try to hit and maybe something jams, maybe you sit your 2 on the outside and they have to make an insane shot for 3.
Well, let's see what happens here. Ottawa's final shot here in the 4th end, trying to raise this in.
Well, he's going with some heat. He's not trying to just
No.
raise it. Great
Boom,
shot.
boom.
There you go. There was the comfort for
Fantastic.
him. Calgary has a
Did
chance for
just
2.
enough.
Got a draw for 2. Calgary.
They're trying to see whose shots don't. I mean, I
Definitely.
feel like it's definitely yellow. It's not even close.
I would bet $1 billion on that.
I don't quite know why they were even looking at that.
Hey, just to confirm as a skip,
Yeah.
you just want to make sure that
Yeah.
your call is right. They're gonna try to draw in, which I think is
Yeah.
what you have to do here. I wonder if they're maybe gonna. No, with that broom, they're not. I was gonna say maybe just a hit and roll.
No,
kind of
I
thing
think
to
they
have
just
back
draw it in. You just got to get full 8 foot in your scoring.
But you gotta make sure you're confident in your weight
Yep.
though as a skip, right? I mean, shots that you throw. This happened to me yesterday. You throw a hit in your first shot, and then the second shot you have to throw a draw. That weight is tough to dial back. Whereas if you're doing it the opposite way, it's not the end of the world.
So here we go, final shot of the fourth end. Ottawa and Calgary. A chance for 2 for Calgary, which would give them the lead.
Like not even doing anything, just standing still when I fall.
Sweeping for line for sure.
I would.
Make sure it doesn't over curl.
Just keep her wet.
What a shot.
And they're
For 2.
there. So
Draw for
it
2,
is
and
the
how do you
2
do?
for
And
Calgary.
yeah, nice little draw for 2. How do you do? And move on to the next end.
How do you do? It is 3-2 Calgary with the lead through 4 ends of play here on the semifinals of the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Fifth end action here at the Granite Curling Club, Canadian Pride Curling Championships. It is the semifinal. Did they burn that rock? Did it just?
Yep.
They hogged it.
They either hogged it or burned it.
Yeah.
I think it was a hog. I
Yeah.
didn't see it burn.
Craiggles. Oh, he's having a good laugh about it.
Yeah.
He's having a good laugh.
That's what you have to do about that. You're just
Right?
gonna laugh it. You know, just be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, the good thing is, though, if there's any solace in that, is it's literally the first rock at the end.
Exactly.
It wasn't like you needed to make a hit on that. It's not like you need to make a draw for some points.
No, and
Flip
he
for
hates
center
it.
of the
He
rock.
hates it too. He's just
Oh,
like,
100%.
I can't believe I did that.
He's smiling. It happens. Happens to
He's,
the best of
he's
us.
just like, this is being live streamed right now.
Right?
People
All
are
his
going to see this.
family and friends can go back on YouTube and clip this little
Exactly.
part.
They'll be like, Craiggles, what's going on, man? What's
on.
going on?
Come on, figure it out, man.
It is 3-2 lead for Calgary here in the fifth end. My name's Kevin Jesus, along with Matt Patrick. And we're starting to inch our way now. We're in the back half of this semifinal. Over on Sheet B, by the way, it is 4-1 for Regina. Again, Regina playing in their very first Canadian Pride Curling Championships. And what a story that would be,
Right.
if they get to the final in their first year. And imagine winning your first as well. They have a lot of Briar experience.
I was about to
on
say
that
they have some
roster.
experience on that team in
Yeah.
these big moments, and I mean they're playing with confidence. I picked over a few times. They don't seem to be second guessing a lot of their shots. Just like this ice, there's been misses on both sides, but they seem to just be playing with a level of confidence now. They're like, yeah, we made it in. We had a bit of a tough road to get in, but we did, and we're here. We're going to make sure that we make it to the 130 gold game.
Well, and that's the thing. They needed Halifax.
They needed a lot to go
Yeah.
in their favor, and they did.
They needed Toronto 2 to lose
To Calgary 2.
to Calgary 2. They needed Halifax to lose to Saskatoon.
Which both were super close games.
And they were. And that, so again, they got some help to get there.
I mean, they also didn't have the easiest of games against Montreal, too.
No.
Remember, Montreal started battling back partway through that game.
Well, and let's also take a look. When Regina played Calgary 2, which could be a matchup in the final potentially, Calgary 2 won that game 11-10.
Jesus,
so that
that's a
was
lot of
wild
scoring.
game. So
When's the last time you saw that?
a few days ago.
Okay, other than that,
Was it a few days ago? Was it another? I don't know. It's only been 3 days. A lot
Some
of curling.
point-
A lot
some
of
point
curling.
in the last-
Oh, just got past that guard.
nice shot. Both teams actually having their own strategy there, not trying to play to the other team, so
Yeah.
we'll see how that ends up fanning out.
Go, Brady lady.
my buddies just texted me in for some sim golf this week, and it's Masters week. So I was like, so we're playing Augusta then?
Is it Masters week already?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right? Did you see
Tradition like no other. The
Right.
Canadian Pride Curling Championships.
the menu this year for the winner's dinner it looked insane. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like mouth-watering. I was
Yeah.
like, not as good as our catering yesterday, of
That's
course.
right, of
Like, our
course.
catering was amazing. But it
Thanks
looked
to
really
Rosie.
good.
It was Rosie and her crew.
Yeah, fantastic
Great caterers.
job.
You know, it's at Augusta at the Masters where I first learned about the like the pimento sandwiches. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of their big thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what is a pimento sandwich? And then one year in Banff, Graham, my husband, and I were down there, and we came across this one pub that had fried bologna and pimento sandwich. Which at first I was like, But then the pimento part just captured my attention because of the Masters. And I think
Yeah.
it was right around this time
Yeah.
of year. So had it. It was incredible. Every time we go back, I always go back to that restaurant. Just be
Fried
like, do they
bologna
have it?
pimento.
They don't have it on the menu anymore. They just had it that one time. Maybe it wasn't popular enough, but I can
shit.
tell you it was fantastic.
Yeah. Fried bologna is fantastic, though,
Yeah.
in general.
There used to be Trevor Harris, who is he still the quarterback of the Riders now? Can't remember now.
I can't remember. Yeah.
He was quarterback here with Edmonton, with the Edmonton Elks. He was known for fried bologna sandwiches. That was kind of his big thing,
It's a nice treat every once in a while.
right? I should know that. As a Rider fan, I should know who the quarterback of my team is, but I haven't really been paying much attention to the CFL
CFL
this year.
hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Just give it time.
It's so
We're just
far
getting
from
over
my mind.
hockey
It's
season.
so far from my mind
Hockey
right
season
now.
first. Playoffs are coming. Those are starting to shape out in terms of matches and teams locking in. So that. Speaking of locking in, these teams seem to start having a strategy now. For Sheet C, there's some rocks in play. We're getting some hits coming out. So it'll be interesting to see how that. And on Sheet B, there's a lot of rocks in play again.
A lot of rocks, but it looks like Red is counting. That would be Regina. So
Right. I think we're on third stones if my math is correct for that one. Let me take a look.
yeah, because Dustin Anderson was getting into the half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're on third stones there. Second of third stones. The last third stone, I guess.
it's also nice too. We've done this so long now. It's I'm starting to recognize all these players without having to look down. At
No,
my
I'm
notes
still
for
bad
those
with
ones.
names, so I'm just like, I gotta look.
Well, I mean, when Craig and Charnata came up here to grab some water, I immediately basically jumped on him like a vulture, and I was like, "Okay, how do you say your name?" Because
And then
I
he said
was saying
Craigles.
I was saying Cregan for a long time, and he's like, "No, it's Craig," and he's like, "Don't worry about it. For 30 years, everyone always thinks it's Cregan." But no, we're going with it is Craig and Charnata. But he did say,
Craigles.
"Go ahead and call me Craigles." So we're like, "Okay, Craigles it is."
So if his family's listening,
Craigles.
Craigles says hi.
He's a good guy. That's
Oh yeah, all the people are. They're so nice and friendly. Everyone says hi to each other. It was great to see. Ottawa with a nice hit there, rolled behind theirs to sit up in the 12-foot. Calgary still counting one, jammed on the back there. So we'll see how Calgary responds to that, if they want to freeze on top. It looks like they're trying to draw behind to outcount the red in the 12-foot there, but we'll see what ends up happening with their shot.
Yeah. It's like nice to get home early, but
She went to some sort of
The fifth end of this game brought to you in part by Evolution, Edmonton's only 2S LGBTQ plus club, and they will be opening a new location right on Jasper Avenue, and there's a lot of excitement around it because they'll be having happy hour. They'll be having they teased their food menu.
saw a picture of their
I saw a
burger.
burger and fries.
Looked real
So they're
good.
teasing that, so that'll be a nice change. So it'll be a good place that you can go during the day, have a drink, have some food, just chill, relax, and you're not on the basement. You're on street level at Jasper Ave. So
With parking.
yeah, it's fantastic, and apparently they're going to have a rooftop patio.
Oh wow,
From what
that'll be
I
fun during the
understand.
summer.
Yeah, it'll be really good. Today would be perfect. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful day here in Edmonton.
What are we said that for temperature? 6 degrees already. Not bad.
There you go. See,
little colder than yesterday at this time. This time yesterday it was like 10 degrees.
I'll tell you, it was really weird when we left the rink last night to go to the Bison Lodge. I even said to you right away, I was like, oh my gosh, there's sunlight.
Yeah, we normally don't need this place with sunlight.
Like,
It's so weird.
What is going on here? I feel like we've been living at the club. We come in like bright and early and just way
Right?
later at night.
I'm like,
so-
I haven't been home all weekend. Like nothing's done.
I know.
I got all this housework I got to do now.
It was a struggle for breakfast this morning, let me tell you. It's
So
like,
I didn't
what
even
is
eat
going
breakfast.
on?
I drank it.
You know, it is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, no, I drank sugar instead.
Yeah.
The classic Starbucks run there.
Oh, goodness.
I'll grab some lunch after this game. We'll see what happens.
Well, our friends at Super Amigos downstairs at the lounge,
Fantastic.
they've had some great food here. Joey Taylor, as we are in third stones here in the fifth.
This game not decided by any means. 3-2 Calgary leading over Ottawa. Still lots of ends to go with some scores here.
Is that on the guard again?
Yeah. Just over curling, it looks like.
3 straight shots from Joey Taylor where he's been on the guard.
Yeah. That's not ideal for Ottawa. Although it does open it up, and Calgary now has to figure out how to defend against it. They look like they want to do the same shot that they just did, but now they don't have to worry about the guard. To freeze on the red, or potentially hit it and roll, could be something they're looking at. Because I did see the broom sweep over, so...
We are on Skip Stones over on Sheet B. Again, Regina with a 4-1 lead over Saskatoon. The story of that game, Saskatoon jumped out to a 1-0 lead after the first. They blanked the second. Regina took 3 in the third and then stole 1 in the fourth. So Saskatoon with their backs up against the wall here, trying to get something, hoping for some multiple points to get out of this end to
I think
keep
even
them
scoring.
around.
I think even scoring one's good for them mentally, right?
Got to do something.
You got to do something.
Just when you're up against a team like Regina, you want to make sure that you're taking full advantage.
Oh wow!
Whoa, fantastic!
Play off their own rock into a hit off that other
And
red.
gets the other red
and
out.
to bite. Not counting, still only counting 1, but what a shot!
I mean, we're still in a situation here, though, that Ottawa has the hammer. We're still looking at depending on how things go here, where they could score 2.
There's still a chance,
Yeah.
yeah. Those rocks in the 12-foot, they're a nuisance. They're not attractive to hit, but they cause pain if something goes awry.
Look at that aggressive sweeping.
Yeah, make sure it doesn't fall and hit.
They got it, a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, rocks are spread. so
Yeah, you
Cal-
split that house, so Ottawa knows what their game plan is.
I think
Try
they're
and
trying
score
the same shot that they just did across the rings.
I mean, they've got it.
They know the weight
That angle
angle
is
that.
there.
Yeah, it's a different player though. That's my only concern of it's now Michael Roy instead of Peter throwing it. So
Didn't want to try the last name.
nope. Tried it once. We're good. Sorry, Peter. Not gonna
Wolfrey.
kill that name.
Wolfrey.
Wolfrey.
Think of Wilfred Brimley. It's
I just want to say
Wolfrey.
wolf. Wolf.
So she needs to ski and bike and walk.
Dustin Kidby about to throw his final shot in the fifth end for Regina.
they're just trying
Again,
to draw.
Saskatoon with the hammer in that one.
Looks like they're just trying to draw in there maybe in that little crevice.
It's hard to see from this angle
Yeah.
how that everything's playing out over there, but
But we got a
I
heater.
do feel like Saskatoon is sitting one.
We got a heater coming on C. Again, they're trying, I think, to go across. I don't.
Let's see if Michael Roy can get this. Gets it, rolls over. Does he
What
get
a
it? He
shot!
does!
He is pumped up after that shot.
Picture perfect. Gave the fist bump. You heard the celebration here in the lounge. You couldn't ask for a better shot
that
from
was
Michael Roy.
absolutely perfect.
And you called it. They knew that line
Yeah.
from the last shot. And even though it wasn't Peter Wolfrey, it was Michael Roy making that, he knew. He had the confidence and he got it done. It was absolutely
A
perfect.
little bit of swagger coming out of there
Oh.
from him. Just beautiful.
You almost wish we had replay opportunity,
Right.
so we could turn that around, but
Wait,
my goodness.
What happened in B? Rocks were closer.
Doesn't matter anymore.
I know. I just like. I'm sorry. I'm a little I don't know what happened there. It's last shot for.
All that matters is
Saskatoon.
Dylan Flash has an opportunity to take out a Regina Stone and score 2.
Yeah.
And they need to hit those 2.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping a close eye on that one. Right now, though, it is Ottawa with their first of 2 skip stones.
Someone's yelling. I don't know which side it is.
Nice shot from Dylan Flash and Saskatoon as they looks like they got their 2.
I believe so. We're gonna wait till see. We won't.
I know.
We won't fully commit to the answer.
I'm going to say 2 for sure.
We won't fully commit to the
I'll
answer.
say 2
We've been
for sure,
wrong.
and then we'll see where else we go.
Oh, he's going right away, so we'll know. We'll know.
They got their 2. So at the end of 5 ends over on sheet B, Regina with a 4-3 lead over Saskatoon 2. Over here on sheet C.
Second shot from Michael Roy.
And it is Ottawa the shot rock right now, so you really want to get that one out of there.
Good thing we have that thing above because it does not look like it from here.
Right?
Right? That's the deceiving one. Force Ottawa to a single and have a tie game in the back half.
Things are getting exciting here. And you're starting to see more national teams starting to show up, spring fling teams starting to show up, everyone's starting to get ready. There's a lot of
They're
excitement
getting
building.
excited, yeah.
We're technically 2.5 hours away from game time from
Right.
the national championships. Michael Roy hits it, rolls in. You want to stick around? You want to stick around?
I think it's out.
It's out. So now it's an opportunity to blank the end if you're
Yeah,
Ottawa.
I'm sure it's a blank coming. I mean, the only bad part is that there's a jam there. You have to hit that really off on the side. You don't want it to yours to nose hit and jam and sit there and get the one by accident.
Well, and the beauty of this, though, is you get the blank here, you score in the 6th. That means, in theory,
Yeah.
you'll
You're
probably
on the
have
evens.
the hammer coming home. So this works out well for Ottawa. Even though they're down 3-2 here in the 5th end. A golden opportunity to try and score more potentially in the next
Right.
10. So we'll wait to see what happens. Lord knows I've totally misread things many a time.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm still running on fumes.
That's why I'm not playing in this event. Oh yeah, beautiful shot by Wes there.
Boom, out, blanked end. So the second blank end of this game through 5 ends, it is Calgary 3, Ottawa 2. Welcome back to the Granite Curling Club, the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. It is the 6th end here between Calgary 2 and Ottawa. So I had a sinking feeling, and I just wanted to check the live stream to see some of the comments. And I see one guy here, Trevor, saying, "Hey, I'm watching both games." I have one person saying they're watching from Markham, Ontario.
Yeah, that's my mom. Hi, Mom.
And then we have one person who says, "It's like Forget," so I'm guessing
Yeah.
Wes. It's not Forget. It's Wes Forget.
And I made that comment earlier. We
You
were
did.
talking about names. I was like, it's Ottawa. You never know.
You did.
Yeah,
so
Forget.
thanks for that.
Thank you.
We
We really
appreciate
appreciate
the information. We're just here to have a good time. Maybe I'll just keep this live stream up so we can just see if it's. I mean, I might kill my battery, but
I have a battery.
Just to see,
Oh, no, I took it out of my
just
car.
to see what if anyone else has any comments or that. So we appreciate you watching and obviously paying attention.
Right? We know people are paying attention. It's good.
Oh yeah, hi Matt. Yeah, there you
Hi, Mom.
go. Where are we here? 6N.
Who's our 6N sponsor?
I should know this by heart, but I still.
I was
go
about to
and
make
look
that
at my-
comment,
at
but
my
I'm not
papers.
going to throw you under the bus here. So.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it's been long. I'm so looking forward to the end. You know, to hand out the trophy and the medals and the prize
stress goes
money,
away.
and then it's just we can relax. It has been like 3 years of planning for this. Although I'm sure some people will be like, "Really, it took you 3 years, and this is all you guys came up with?"
Do they not know how hard it is to plan an event?
It is a lot, especially when we're all volunteering and we're doing it on the side. So, again, big shout out to not only the committee, so the co-chairs Dean Carlson and Matthew Lefebvre, the rest of the committee from Graham Isbister, David Gallant, Trevor Snachuk, myself as well, and the countless volunteers, yourself included, Matt. Really appreciate everyone taking the time and really giving back to this club and this event. And speaking of giving back to this event, Special Event Rentals, for any event, big or small, Special Event Rentals has the experience, the knowledge, and customer service needed to make your event a success. They are Western Canada's largest event rental company and a big supporter of Curling with Pride. Of course, it also helps when one of their bigwigs, Lars Eriksson, works.
That segue was
is there.
ultra professional.
Right?
Ultra professional.
It's like I've done this before, although
Right.
people would think not so much.
I don't know how to get chat back. I tried figuring this out the other day.
I lost it.
Yeah,
I lost it. That's okay. Well, here we go.
I got it.
I don't think there's any updates on there. So 60 or so people watching it like right
Good.
now.
Hey, that's good.
To all 63 of you watching, hello. I might be one of them, so maybe all 62 of you watching. Oh, goodness. Again, if you are just joining us over on Sheet B, it is a 4-3 lead for Regina over Saskatoon 2, and all Saskatchewan showdown in that semifinal. Again, Regina making their debut in the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Dustin Anderson, who throws third right now for the Saskatoon team, led Saskatoon to its second national championship. That was back in 2022. He's had Final Four appearances the last 4 years in a row. Again, Dustin is one of those lucky guys that you want to have on your team. Speaking of lucky,
No.
Joey Taylor, it's that
No.
time. It's that time. I want to mention it again. Joey
We're
Taylor.
not in the 7th yet.
He won Ottawa's first national championship back in 2011. 7 years later, did it in 2018, and 7 years later, it is 2025, trying to, keep
it
that
again,
streak alive.
Right? I was going to make a comment. I think Regina does win my vote for best dressed. They're
The curl power.
the curl
Yeah.
power and the teal, and they just look the most comfy comfy hoodies. Like, that's a big thing when you're curling. You want to be comfy. You want to
Yeah.
and, like, what you're wearing does have an effect on you. You know, it's tight clothes, or if it's too baggy, it could have an effect on how you curl.
Yeah.
They just look comfy, and like I would wear that outside of curling, comfy.
That's why I always just like wear my rider's jersey.
Yeah,
Just
you're
keep it
comfortable
simple.
in it.
Yeah.
I usually wear the same hoodie every time too.
Yeah.
My nice curling with pride hoodie that we sold.
Yeah, that's a big thank you to David Gallant for spearheading that and getting
It's fantastic. It's
the
great to see a
Curling
lot
Pride
of
swag.
a lot of people across the league have it.
Yeah.
It's great.
We did look at potentially getting national swag, but we weren't quite sure if the interest was going to be there.
Yeah, that I was thinking about
Yeah.
that on the way here. I'm wearing my Curling Canada hat today.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we should have done a hat or something. But I was like, you don't know the interest. You don't want to have too many or too little.
It is funny. I did do a hat today too. I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing my hair. I'm like, it'll be my Oilers Pride hat today.
Yeah. I didn't want to wear the Montreal hat, even though we're playing again today. I felt like that was just a little too much.
People just point and laugh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
hey, we got an 85% chance if we win tonight to make
Right.
the playoffs, which at the beginning of the season did not look great.
Yeah.
I do remember the odds at the beginning of the season were like 1% or something, so we've turned those around.
I do wonder as I take a look at some of the team jackets around here, and you know what? Actually, I think it is Dylan Flash. Just taking a look at his collar, his jacket looks like it was from Dynasty Curling. Love Dynasty Curling. They're not a sponsor here for this event, but they have sponsored our icebreaker before. Dynasty Curling, created by Colin Hodgson, who's curled at the Briar for a number of years. He's now a firefighter in Ontario. Great guy. He has the most amazing hair in the world. Like absolutely, I tell him all the time. I'm just like, dude, like I love your hair. Like it is absolutely amazing. Colin is such a class act. He's such a vocal proponent for mental health awareness and trying to promote the sport in so many different ways. And yeah, he's fantastic. You know, and him and his wife. They got married in Scotland. Their pictures were just stunning.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So I'm so happy for him. He's such an amazing person. I'm so thankful to know him, and yeah, he's fantastic. Big part of Dynasty Curling, and I love their gear. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. All the curling jackets are always nice, especially when you see the professional ones. It's always beautiful. But again, I'm a comfy guy. A nice sweater is perfect for me. That's why we're trying to win best dressed for me.
So let's focus in again here on our feature game here. Calgary taking on Regina. Again,
Calgary taking on Ottawa.
taking on Ottawa. Did I say Regina?
Yeah. See,
Can we start this again? Let's edit undo this.
I
Let's
don't
go
think
backwards.
we can.
Hey, let's take a look here in our feature sheet here on sheet C. It's Calgary and Ottawa. So let's take a look at how they got here. They blanked that first end. Calgary scored one in the second. Ottawa with a pair in the third. And then in the fourth.
Calgary with a pair.
Ottawa
No,
with a pair.
yeah, and
Ottawa
then Calgary with a pair in the fourth.
And Calgary with a pair in the fourth. They blanked the fifth.
And we're playing the sixth.
There we go. I probably confused
We got it. We got
everyone. Everyone's like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on? How much have they had to drink this morning?
I was
We
about to say,
haven't.
how much
We
did you
have
drink
not.
last
We
night?
have
Like,
not.
are we?
Hey, the red wine was fantastic at the Bison.
It's good to know. Good to know. Some rocks in the house here on sheet C. Looks like Calgary's just trying to draw up to theirs. Maybe play a bump to bump the red out of the button territory.
Ottawa does have the hammer here. They
Yeah.
are sitting the one.
So Calgary needs to play a bit aggressive with some defense in mind here, in order to protect some rocks. Maybe a force of only one, rather than that, or potentially a steal would work really well for them. So. Or just they're looking at guarding, maybe.
That's exactly what it is.
No over curl, perfect guard. Yeah, beautiful shot by Calgary there.
Just a reminder, in about 50 minutes, 5-0, they will be drawing the raffle prizes here at the Granite Curling Club. So if you haven't had a chance, make your way down here. Start the car. That
Start the
commercial.
car.
Make your way down here and get those last raffle tickets before they get drawn. Lots of great prizes up for grabs.
Lots of great prizes.
No 50-50 tonight. I can tell you the 50-50 the last couple of nights have been pretty incredible.
Nice shot on seat.
$1,000 on the Thursday, $1,300 on the Friday, and just under $1,200 last night. So great support for our 50-50, and that really helps cover the costs here.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of the day, too, what we also try is we want to leave a legacy fund
Absolutely,
for the
for the
league
next
to help
time.
for promoting the league, growing the league, and of course hosting a national championships.
There's a nice shot on sheet B for them to clear the house out. So that was Regina doing that.
So Saskatoon, Dylan Flash with his final shot over on sheet B. Here on sheet C, Michael Roy trying to figure out what we are going to do as Ottawa sits one.
Sound like Vic Crowder there. What are we gonna do?
Can I get his paycheck?
Probably not. I don't think we have the budget to even license
No, not so
anything
much.
from TSN.
Not so much. I'll probably get a cease and desist for even saying the name. I do have a good Vic Router story, but I'll share that in the next end.
There we go. Draw coming in from Dylan Flash there.
Over on Sheet B. Again, that game is streaming right now.
Red does have one. I know you probably can't see it. Red has one in the back there.
Yep.
So a potential for 2.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
feel like
think
they
it's
got in
there.
enough behind the
Yeah.
guard that I think it's just going to be a draw-in for one for Regina.
Yeah.
Over here on our featured game, Michael Roy throwing the first of his skip stones here in the 6th end. Gets through the port nicely.
I think he wants to
Wants
pick
a
his a little
little-
bit. Not enough though, I don't think.
Whew.
I don't know.
I really
actually-
hope there's no measurement on that one.
Yeah, that's like the impossible measurement.
Right?
Oh, he's not sure as well.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
Okay, Forget, make it not
Yeah,
make it not
Wes
matter, please.
Forget. Thanks again for helping us, informing us. The whole team here now. Everyone is
Coming in
trying to
with
figure this out. Over on sheet B, Regina just threw their last stone. I think they're way light, and it is. They just kicked it away, so it is a steal of 1
Tie game.
for Saskatoon. So through 6 ends, Regina and Saskatoon all tied up at 4.
Wow.
Wild,
Wow.
wild how that is playing out.
Yeah. We saw that coming after. But this has been like, and not to knock Regina here, but this has been their MO. Kind of the last 3 or 4 games we've watched them.
Yeah.
They'd go up early and then
Start to falter a bit.
falter. Yesterday they did claw back against Montreal, putting up a big end to handshake it. But I don't think a team like Saskatoon 2 is going to be the same thing.
This is where, like, normally in like broadcast and analysis, they'll be like, "Oh, it's the pressure. It's the pressure of being in the semifinals, or like the nationals or whatever." Yeah, when you have like 2 guys on your team that have been to the Briar as many times as they have over in Regina,
Yeah, there's
this
no
isn't
pressure.
pressure. This isn't pressure.
But
That's not to say that you're downplaying
No.
this.
No,
I mean,
but this has
it's a
been their
big
MO
game,
the whole
but-
tournament.
Exactly.
They would go up, then it'd be close.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they would usually pull the win out, but we don't know what that's going to happen today. Again, you're playing a team that almost went undefeated in the round, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? And we'll keep you updated. That's what we're here for.
Another comment here on the live chat. I actually really appreciate this. Watching from Ottawa, Wes and Ed are our teammates in the Rainbow Rockers Curling League. So, David Coffey, thanks for watching and for listening. What a shot by Wes Forget.
What a shot! There you go.
Ooh, but I do think Calgary is shot rock.
Yeah, I still think Calgary shot rock. And shout out to what was it? The Rainbow, whatever curling. Closed it before I could say.
Rainbow Rockers.
Rainbow
Rockers Curling League.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.
I'm really sorry if we're butchering names or stuff like that.
If you guys know if Wes's name is proper, you should tell us.
Well, and I think they have, right? So it is the Forget.
Well, somebody said I think
Yeah.
it's Forget.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go with what somebody else says. Shout out from some nice teammates. That's always nice to see online.
Right? I know, it's awesome.
And they can go back and look online and see, oh, yeah, they did shout us out.
Now, here's the thing. What they should have done, David, what you should have done is you should have just flown out here. Porter flies out here all the
Right?
time now.
Exactly.
Flying one of the new flights out of the Edmonton International Airport, which is one of our sponsors.
Yeah, and there's a nice raffle prize too. for them.
There is, yeah. 8-day parkade voucher, $200 credit to use inside the airport. They got some great restaurants there, some Apple AirTags, some
Perfect.
socks, some toques, some sunglasses.
Everything.
So big shout out to our friends over at the Edmonton International Airport. We really appreciate it. So here comes Michael Roy, his final shot here in the 6th end.
I think they're just trying to draw through there. As long as they get past the red guard, I think it's fine. I don't think it's going to overcurl enough to be on the other red one in the 12 foot there, but they just need to make it through, which I think they are.
It's past the guard just barely. They're going to try and scrub it right in.
Great shot. Absolutely
get it.
fantastic shot.
So they are sitting 2 right now. This is a tough shot for Wes Forget now.
Ottawa's got their work cut out here. I don't think it's an easy hit to knock both of them out. That one curled enough that I think you run the risk of tapping a guard, the yellow guard there. Even though it's off kilter, I still think it's there if you overcurl even the slightest amount for the double. But if you come off there and you hit it, it still might jam and not net you anything more than maybe 1.
But if you get this, you've got your
3. If they can knock both out, they can they can get 3.
This is going to be a wild shot.
This is. He's got to make it. It's definitely a tough shot. And this is where that risk comes in. We talked about a bunch of ends ago.
From the Rainbow Rockers Curling League, trying to rock these rocks out of the house.
No, the worst.
Was that was just trying too hard.
Yeah.
That was just
it's got to be
trying too
organic,
hard.
man.
It's got to be organic.
Gotta be organic.
I'm trying.
Got it. It's
Here we
Sunday.
go. Wes Forget, final shot here in the 6th end.
I think he's on his guard. Unless they were trying. Yep.
And it is a steal of 2 for Calgary. And that has completely changed the complexion of this game, as after 6 ends, Calgary with a 5-2 lead.
I was trying to throw
Welcome back to the Granite Curling Club in Edmonton, the Canadian Pride Curling Championship. 7th end action here between Calgary and Ottawa. My name is Kevin Jesus, joined with Matt Petrick, and what a turn of events in that 6th end.
Can I borrow some of the money we raised to license a certain phrase from a 3-letter sports company that would consider a turning point of the game? That definitely was.
It really was.
I genuinely think it's going to be the turning point of that game.
That steal of 2 is a
massive.
huge deal here.
Now you're Ottawa.
Now you're Ottawa. You score here, but then you're going to have to steal in the 8th.
Yeah, or you just got to hope to get a bunch of points this end.
Wow.
And I don't see that happening. You were doing some research in the end break there.
Wes Forget, he had a Wikipedia page. You know, I should have seen this when I was starting to do my research. Again, it was.
Yeah.
We didn't have time yesterday because of the banquet, and then this morning
and all those
got here
tiebreaker
early,
scenarios.
and it was there was a lot going on, so didn't have a huge amount of chance. But he did represent Ontario at the 2019 Tim Hortons Brier. Began curling at 11 after watching Kevin Martin win the silver medal at the 2002 Winter Olympics. He was 11 years old when he watched that happen. 2002, I was already graduated high school and starting my career
I was 10.
to become a broadcaster.
If that makes you feel any better.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to think about this. This is terrible. Oh.
What else did you find?
I mean, his hometown is Bowmanville, Ontario.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hmm?
But anyways, I do have that Vic Router story, by the way. So when my very first time hosting a curling broadcast. So again, Global News at the time in Saskatoon was the host broadcaster for the Saskatchewan Tankard. So we were broadcasting in Humboldt, and I was like, what can I do to really make this shine? So I sent an email to Vic Router, and I was just like, hey, I'm an aspiring broadcaster, like, just trying to figure this out, blah, blah, blah. Didn't expect him to, like, respond. All of a sudden, I get a phone call. I'm like, I don't recognize the number. I'm like, hello? It's like, in his Vic Router voice, and he's just like, hello, Kevin. It's Vic Router. And I'm like, what? What happened here?
Guard roll.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 5. Sorry. They're playing 5 guard.
Yeah.
That's guard.
And he was just like, listen, just be confident. Just be comfortable in yourself. Are they trying? There's still discrepancy over where that rock was.
Yeah.
So they're just going to pull it back.
I'm pretty sure it was the front end saying
Yeah.
it was a little farther back.
Yeah.
And they probably have, not that the skips don't have the best view standing over it, but they have a different perspective and they could tell the depth at least.
You can usually see the mark on the ice too.
Yeah.
You have an idea of where it was or whatever. Oh, they're still not 100% sure about where that.
Oh, it's Calgary giving them tips as well.
Yeah.
See the camaraderie,
They're all helping. This
Curling's
isn't
an honest
China at the
game.
World Championships.
Okay, we won't go. I wasn't going to bring that up. Like, if you don't know what we're talking
not
about,
go
go on your social media platform that you follow curling on. I'm sure somebody has been spewing off on it. It was something. We won't talk.
We
about
like
it too
good
much.
sportsmanship here.
Right, yeah.
Sportsmanship here.
And that's what that was. That
Yeah.
was really good to see both teams make sure that the rocks are in the right place. Anyways, Vic Router, phone call.
Yeah, and he just basically said, just make sure you really incorporate the community and really have fun with it. And he's like, where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm going to Humboldt, Saskatchewan. He's like, well, what's it like in Humboldt? Do they have, what's their main culture around there? And so I kind of did some research, and there were a lot of German heritage there. So I literally, it was like minus 40 something, and I made our camera guy stand in the middle of downtown with me outside, and I could just be like, Guten Tag, Willkommen von Humboldt. And
Look at
so
you.
I had some fun with that, and he was actually really good. He followed up afterwards to be like, how did it go?
Oh, that's really
so
nice
I
of
really
him.
appreciate that from Vic Router.
Yeah. She beat lots of rocks in play again. Regina just hitting out one of Saskatoon's stones there. So I'll keep you updated on that game as the end finishes up there.
David Coffey wants us to stop reminding him how he's the old man on his team as we talk about the age of Wes Forget. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Age is only a number. You can make it whatever you want.
Like a fine wine, you age well. So.
And age is a number. Make it whatever you want.
I hope you all are having as much fun watching this as we are. As Brady Gillies just gets past his guard there, and right now Calgary is sitting 2.
Calgary definitely in control of this game for sure.
Over on sheet B, we're getting to skip stones as Saskatoon and Regina are in the 7th end, all tied up at 4. So we are starting to get towards the end of these semifinals as we.
Team's probably getting a little anxious, a little nervous about that.
Now, speaking of nervous, how about Ottawa here?
I was about to say Ottawa is definitely the most nervous out of all the teams.
Yeah.
They got to figure a way to claw back out of this hole that they've created. It's not going to be easy. It's doable. I'm not saying it's not, but it's definitely not easy. Oh, missed by Saskatoon there. They wanted the double out, but they hit it a little too thin, so I didn't have enough weight to knock the second one out there.
Again, we are streaming that game, Saskatoon and Regina, on our other streaming site, so you can watch that game if you would like. We are in the seventh end here between Calgary and Ottawa. The seventh end brought to you in part by Allied Asset Management, Raymond James and Jonathan Lessick. Jonathan has been a member of Curling with Pride for years, but when he's not sliding out of the hack, he's crunching numbers and taking care of your financial future. As a financial advisor, he ensures your financial goals and investments aren't just dreams, they're reality. His group provides personalized financial planning based on your goals, time, and risk tolerance.
We should set our 50-50 winners up with it and see if they can take that money home.
You know, that's what we should have done. We should have been like the 50-50 brought to you in part by.
Exactly.
Right? Missed opportunity.
Next time. I'm giving you guys good ideas.
Let me tell you, I think I'm done with the organizing the next time. I think
Well,
I
you
just
can just
want
pass it on to whoever's going to do it again.
Yeah, I think I just want to enjoy. Maybe curl in the spring fling if that happens again.
Yeah. It was a good time. Met some cool people from across the country. So we got lucky in our pool.
Yeah.
We didn't have anybody from Edmonton, so
Oh, perfect.
we got to curl against all new people. It was fantastic.
We should mention, by the way, the 2026 Canadian Pride Curling Championships happening in Toronto next year. So if you are thinking about nationals, looking ahead, start thinking about Toronto, start planning ahead. And
Find a seat sale.
find a seat sale. Although I don't know if they've set the exact dates yet. But,
Well, next time a seat sale comes, we'll start looking in April maybe.
right? I mean, yeah. In theory, it would be
Go for a
April. I
little
mean, they could do March.
vacation.
So Saskatoon in a bit of a bind here.
Yeah. Might be looking at giving up 2 here to Regina, depending on what Dylan Flash does here with his shot.
But they would have the hammer coming home.
Yeah.
So
Not dire situation, unlike Ottawa over on
Yeah.
sheet C, where they got to prey on a couple things.
oh, look at that,
That
actually.
was a good shot. I think Regina's just going to try to use that as backing and bump it out.
Yeah.
And,
And they
get
should be able to score there, too.
try to collect their 2 points.
Meanwhile, here it is Peter Wolfery for Calgary throwing third stones. Oh, it needs to stick around. Skips right out.
Skips right.
That's okay.
Eliminating rocks in play is that's Calgary's game. That's all you want to do from now on. Limit the amount of damage that Ottawa can do with hammer.
Look at the demeanor change.
100%.
You're seeing, Craig and Charnata is
They're laughing away.
he's smiling. They look a little loose right now, whereas Ottawa just starting
Tense.
to seem a little tense, a little nervous.
Kraggles is enjoying himself right out there.
Final stone over on sheet B. Regina with a chance to score 2. This game tied at 4 in the 7th end. We'll see how this changes.
Is it going to overcurl maybe? That's not a ton of weight. No, I think it's good. No. They'd be panicking more. Skip.
And they
Skip
got it.
doesn't
They
even look
scored their
back.
2. So Regina with a 6-4 lead going to the 8th and potentially final end of that semifinal against Saskatoon. But in our feature sheet C, Ottawa and Calgary. Ottawa struggling a bit, down 5-2 here in the 7th, but they do have the hammer.
Did you notice Regina did the whole cool guys don't look at explosions thing? The skip shot a shot and just turned around. He was like, I got it, we're good. I got about 70% of the way through there, and he's like, okay, we're good.
It's right down to business. It's right down to business.
Yeah, he knew. He's like, I got this. That's the confidence you want at this point in the game, right? Regina now being up, you're looking, okay, maybe we're going to make it to that 130 final. Got to have that confidence, got to have that swagger coming in. And both teams that are leading right now, you can definitely see that.
Is your family from Toronto area?
Well, my mom's in Markham.
In Markham, so she wants to know how to volunteer for
Well, once
for
I figure that
nationals.
out, I'll let you know.
That's good, though. We want to get volunteers. We want to get people involved. We want to get people because that's what makes things work, right?
Exactly.
That's Peter.
A lot of cheers up here from the Calgary contingent.
Yeah, I think Calgary's feeling themselves right now, which is really good. That's what, again, I talked about it for Regina, having a bit of swagger. Calgary definitely having it
Yeah.
right now. they're in the driver's seat in this game as much as they don't have hammer, but they're the one that's dictating the pace of play and all that stuff here. So them potentially going to a final if the result holds up. They're probably in a good state of mind. They're not too stressed. They're not coming off of a very stressful game. They'll be nice and relaxed coming for the 1:30 draw.
There's still, a bit of curling here. We're not counting anyone out yet.
Absolutely not.
But I will say that that's a little tough there for Ottawa too.
Yeah.
You want to keep some rocks in the rings, but if these results hold true, it would be Calgary-Regina in the final, which would guarantee a first-time winner.
Which would be great.
At the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Calgary has never won a national championship, and of course Regina, this is their first time at national. So not only would the national championships be returning west after 2 straight years in Toronto, but it would be in a new city. But still, a bit of curling left to go. We are in the 8th end over on Sheet B. Saskatoon down 6-4 in that game. Here in our feature game on Sheet C, it is Calgary with a 5-2 lead over Ottawa.
So it'll be a Hitman or a Pat win, is what you're saying. Some WHL action there.
The Edmonton Oil Kings in action today against the Prince Albert Raiders in playoff action in the WHL.
Made the playoffs again this year, which is really nice to see for them. Maybe they can work some magic and go far.
We've now jumped up to 82 viewers.
Ooh, 82, nice.
Watching live.
Crushing it.
So.
And we swear we have not paid the people sitting beside us to go on their phones and watch us while they're sitting here.
Right?
Yeah, Calgary in the driver's seat. They're just hitting everything out from Ottawa, making sure they don't have a play.
And then remember, Calgary will have the hammer coming home. And at this point,
if they come home.
Yeah. Well,
if you're
I would imagine if you're Ottawa, even if you score 1,
you're down 2.
You're down 2. You got to still play it. You never know.
I think you still play it just to try, but if you don't,
you're not out
if you give up points, I think that's handshakes.
Well, yeah. If you give up here, I don't see a way that you do though. Given the situation.
I don't.
I really don't.
But we've seen small misses from everyone today. Both teams could be that stress factor we talked about.
It is weird. That's about
Wes Forget with his first of the 2 skip stones here in the 7th end.
Is it gonna sail? Is it gonna hit or is it gonna sail through?
Oh, I think no, he got a piece of it.
Just
nice shot.
Ooh. He seems a little relieved on that one because that was real close from sailing right through.
If that would have sailed through,
I
think we're.
Well, he still had another shot. But
yeah, but I think your
mental is.
You're starting to look ahead to a Calgary and potential Regina matchup in the final.
And then Wes is trying to figure out how to win the bronze after that.
Who invited her?
A little more people here. The Bonspiel people coming in.
I thought I heard someone say my name, so I kind of turned around and said, "What?
What? Squirrel?
Who's talking to me right now? I've got headphones on.
Right.
I'm trying to watch a game.
2 games. I'm trying to watch 2 games.
It'll be nice just to focus on the 1 game in the final. I mean, there'll be the bronze going on and other stuff, but
and that will still be streamed. That will still be streamed.
The bronze medal game will be streamed. So here we go. We're coming into the final shot of the 7th end. Calgary sitting 3. Ottawa just hit and stick to try and score their 1. To be down by 2 without the hammer coming home, which an uphill battle to say the least.
Use the dice.
This is a big shot.
Yeah.
That's how I say it, like Josh.
I used to play so annoying because they played like the game had a time on it. Then that's 12 minutes. And they would like stall.
And they've got it. So here we go. Going into the 8th and potentially final end of this semifinal. Calgary with a 5-3 lead with the hammer. So certainly Ottawa with their work cut out for them here. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back. 8th end action here in the semifinals at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships. Calgary with a 5-3 lead over Ottawa with the hammer. By the way, David Gallant, who is the president of Curling with Pride and on one of our committee members, just came by. Throughout this entire event, we've been saying, hey, you can buy a beer. You can buy a beer or a pitcher for your favorite curler or team. You just have to e-transfer the league and we get that over to them. We are cutting off sales at noon for that. So you do, I suppose, have 20 minutes. If you do want to do that, you can send an e-transfer to curlingwithpride@gmail.com. $7.50 for a single, $23 for a pitcher. Just make sure in the message you say to which team or curler you want to give a drink or pitcher to, but we will be cutting off sales at noon, which is in about 20 minutes. So that is the last we'll say of that.
Never again.
Now we'll focus on this, the 8th end. 8th end on both sheets here. Over on sheet B, Regina with a 6-4 lead. Over in sheet C, it is Calgary with a 5-3 lead. So we are looking like a Calgary-Regina potential gold medal game. But both Saskatoon and Ottawa hoping to change that. Again, to everyone who's been watching, we really thank you. We appreciate your support. Big thank you to Tim, our tech wizard, who's been here all throughout the event, ensuring that we're able to stream both sheets. And he's been a wealth of information as well. So we really appreciate the support from our good pal, Tim. Also found out that he likes doing connections as well.
Right.
And like the New York Times Mini. It's what I do every morning.
I've been into the crosswords lately.
Yeah.
The full-blown crosswords.
I can only do the Mini.
My boyfriend murders me in the time, though. He is amazing at
That's
that.
awesome. It's a good way to start the day, I find. Good way to start waking up. You know, if Calgary wins, we get to, mention our good friend Kraggles.
Right?
He just threw this one away. He's just like, no, not needed. Not needed. Once again, the gold medal game, the Canadian Pride Curling Championship game.
Wow, say that 5 times
Will
fast.
be at 1:30 Edmonton time. That's 3:30 Eastern. Also 1:30 Saskatchewan time, because it's looking to be a Saskatchewan Alberta final here. Again, don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
I mean, the Saskatchewan part of that is right.
yes.
We've talked about that.
Yes.
There is a Saskatchewan team
Yes.
guaranteed to be there. Nice drawing from Ottawa there to get it behind their guards, trying to salvage whatever they can in order to get some points to try to maybe tie this up. Getting out of stones on sheet B there. We're at the final third stone. I believe. So starting to get to that dire situation for Saskatoon too, to make up some points.
Matthew Lefebvre, who's one of the co-chairs of our organizing committee, also skipped Edmonton too. Clearly watching the live stream, he wants to know what record times on the New York Mini. I think mine was about 30 seconds.
I've done one in about 20 some seconds.
Yeah.
I got lucky and I knew a lot of the clues.
Just once you knew, right?
Yeah, but my boyfriend's like always in like 20 sub 20s. I'm like, I hate you so
But
much.
doing it on my phone, you don't get to see the you have to click on each one to see the questions. If you do it on an iPad, you can actually see all the
or
things
PC,
right away, right?
Yeah. My crossword times are abysmal though, like just abysmal. But you know what? It's more for me for doing it for, you know, the mental aspect to warm up. Sometimes I'll do it in the morning before work, so that my brain's ready to go, or do it at lunch to keep my brain going.
Quick update over on Sheet B. We're on to the Skip Stones again. Regina with a 6-4 lead over Saskatoon.
Setting one currently on the far side there.
Again, don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but we're looking like Regina could be going to the finals here in their very first year at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships.
And looking good doing it. Those teal sweaters.
Oh, a wreck on the guard here, but I think that's what they were trying to do.
I think so.
Get rid of it, so they open it up. Yeah.
Force Ottawa to do something that's not points related. Not quite the freeze that Regina was hoping for, but I still think a fantastic shot by them. Still a tough hit for Dylan Flash to make on his shots. Uh-oh, they're really on that.
Oh, it is just like grinding to a halt.
Are
they going to drag it over? And they don't.
Oh, they do.
Do they? No way. No way. It is? Michael Roy just laughing.
I was trying to get him to.
He laughs. He's like, yeah,
measure.
just over. Doesn't look like it from here, but he started laughing. He's like, yeah, actually it is.
Okay, so
It's over.
Joey Taylor, you need to buy your lead and your second there some drinks after this game.
Yeah, well, or the entire team. You still have 15 minutes to send a picture.
No, I'm saying the third has to buy.
Yeah, well, I mean, the team watching from home.
Yeah, true. Both sheets taking time to figure out their shots here.
Well, I mean,
I'm not faulting them. I'm not saying this is a bad
at
thing.
that point.
I'm just commentating, Kevin. We're trying to talk.
We're at that point.
We don't want awkward silence, you know. Dylan coming back down on sheet B to talk through a shot. Again, big pivotal shot for them. They're down 2.
Yeah, they're down 2.
They're down 2 and they need some points.
It's tough.
Yeah, they need something. Something to at least force an extra. Sheet C though, Peter was free. Close enough.
Close enough.
Going for something. I think they just want to take out the rock in the center, but I think it might be on that hogline guard.
Kissed it.
Hey, see, it ended up working out. Might have been real high in the sheet, but ended up helping out.
I always find that those really high guards, especially those center ones, always they throw me off.
100% every time, even as a skip, like trying to play around it. It's like,
because inevitably your eye is drawn to it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just,
Yeah.
So Joey Taylor throwing his final rock here of the 8th end. Meanwhile, on sheet B, Dylan Flash and Dustin Anderson still having a spirited conversation, trying to figure out what to do with their championship hopes on the line.
Ottawa's still sitting those two in there, and they're playing guards right. They're playing their end properly. They're giving themselves the best
Which
opportunity.
was exactly what you need.
Yeah, exactly. They're playing well. I mean, again, they just had the one bad end. It looks like, but they're playing exactly how you should be playing in the situation that they're in.
We've got a question here from Trevor Holloway, who's watching right now our live stream. Is the plan to live stream Pride Nationals next year too? That comes down to each organizing committee. So that will be a question for Toronto. I would imagine they would.
If Toronto wants to fly us out, I mean, we could do it all weekend.
But no, that's an organizing committee question, and just reach out to them. But I'm sure they absolutely will.
Gotta get it out. Ottawa's still sitting two.
Still sitting two.
But they're split now.
A big scrub over on sheet B.
Is it enough? Just short. The lead there looking a little disappointed in the sweep. Thought he could get it there.
A valiant effort by Spencer McKnight. Just we talked about it
Both
yesterday.
both sweepers, they were giving it their all there.
Meanwhile, here on sheet C, Team Ottawa trying to figure out what they can do. They need to score. They need to steal at least 2 to force a 9th end. 3 for the win.
I don't think there's a shot. I don't playing the couple rocks in advance. I don't think there's a 3 for them. If they want to maintain 2 to push it, that's definitely doable. 3 is banking on a missed opportunity from Calgary. And I don't think you want to do that as a team here. You don't want to try to play. Okay, they might miss, or we need them to miss. Play what you can to guard and deal with what you have, and then force Calgary to try to miss, not pray for it. So it seems like they have their shot. I think they're just going for a guard, which will be perfect for what they need, just as long as it doesn't overcurl. That's the one thing they can't have. Even if it's biting the top of the rings, it's good. It just got to sit in the right place.
By the time these games end, the teams will have basically just a 1-hour break before practice. And then it's right back into it because it's 1:30 where the gold medal game is scheduled to start. Wes Forget with the first of his 2 skip stones. Ottawa with their backs up against the wall, down 5-3 here in the 8th end in the semifinal against Calgary 2. Over on sheet B, Regina up 6-4 against Saskatoon 2. That game in the 8th end.
Final stone for Regina coming out here. Perfect shot. I think it almost perfect, I should say. I think it's sticking out a little bit. I don't know how enough it's sticking out. We'll see Michael Roy. He's definitely looking at it. He knows what he wants to shoot there.
I bet you he's good at pool, eh? Just the way he was looking at that down there. I'm like, yeah, he'd be good at
pool sharp. So Regina just guarding the run back there in order to potentially bang some stuff and make 2 points happen out of nowhere. Big shot here for Dylan.
I don't know if there's a shot.
The only shot that I could see, honestly, I don't either. No.
I don't know if there's a shot for 2 here for Saskatoon. I know you can't see it if you're not watching that other game, but I don't know if there is.
No, there is a wild, crazy. I don't think and he just looked at it. I don't think he's looking at it.
Let's take a look here first at what Michael Roy is doing with his first of the skip stones.
On the guard. Yeah. Ottawa's dream's still alive. But they don't have hammer.
They don't have hammer.
No. But if they do the same thing and Michael does the same shot.
We have seen teams miss. We have seen teams. It's the heart rate. If we had a heart rate monitor on Michael Roy, would be just to find out.
So sheet B, going back. The only crazy shot is the double raise, red, yellow, yellow. With the yellow hitting, rolling in, just touching the 8 foot. or going into the 8-foot, and the other one hitting and rolling to the center.
And Dylan's just laughing. I think I just heard him say, we have to try something.
Yeah.
We have to try something. Why not?
Because I think even if you try to split
Yeah.
that right in the center, there's no way to hit either side.
You're seeing Dustin Kidby's already smiling.
Yeah.
I think he knows.
I think he knows.
He knows. And I mean, hey, if Dylan Flash makes this happen,
This is insane.
it'd be great.
Yeah.
But right now, the final shot for Wes Forget and Team Ottawa down to sitting 2 right now. But again, Calgary has the hammer here in the 8th.
Yeah, I think Dylan's kind of on that train, like you just said. Like, just whatever. We'll see what we can do. Michael Forget, this potential final stone of this game. Probably doing the same shot he did before, which is really good. You know, the weight, you know, the line.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking at overall score.
Last shot over on sheet B. Dylan Flash trying to make something happen. And it
It was
is
a valiant effort.
a steal of 1 for Regina. 7-4 the final. So for the first time in history, Regina, making its first ever appearance at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships, has advanced to the finals. Regina will play at 1:30 for gold. Will it be against Ottawa? Will it be against Calgary? We will find out right now as Michael Roy has his final shot with the hammer here. Facing 3 from Ottawa.
Crazy world. If for whatever reason he completely whiffed the shot, Ottawa could win this. Highly unlikely.
I mean,
How Michael Roy has been curling this whole time, I highly doubt that. But Ottawa, credit to them, has played this end fantastically. They've done exactly what they needed to do to get here, to give themselves a chance of tying or at least maybe even winning. So valiant effort by them as well, in order to not give up and try to claw this back.
will we have a Western Canadian Pride Curling Championship final?
Maybe we're about to see.
The Battle of the Prairies, perhaps.
I was going to say we have another copyrighted line that we probably can't say from Vic Router. So, Vic, if you're ever tuning into this, I don't know why you would be, but we really adore you.
Here we go. Final shot of this semifinal in the 8th end. Calgary up 5-3 with the hammer against Ottawa. Ottawa sitting 3. Michael Roy with his final shot.
They seem controlled. They don't seem worried.
One goes.
Yep.
And it is just one, and it is enough. There's the applause as Calgary hangs on for the 5-4 win. So, it will be history made here at the Canadian Pride Curling Championships as Calgary 2 advances to the final against Regina. That means one of those cities will win their very first Canadian Pride Curling Championship. For Matt Petrick, I'm Kevin Jesus. Thank you so much for tuning in. Back in about 90 minutes
Yeah.
for the gold medal game.
Should be fun.
It's going to be great.